Well,
That's
my guy
right.
Curtis Rogers.
How we doing?
Matthew Nelson on the ones and twos, keeping things fresh back there with his great personality. It's a beautiful Wednesday here. We got MLB All-Star Game was yesterday, and Curtis, it was start off with a 6-0 lead there, and then teams battled back to tie 6-6. And honestly, this was my experience, right? I watched it early. I'm like, okay, I'm going to peep it. Let's see Skeens.
Okay.
And, I call him Tariq Skubal. He's invited to the cookout, Tarek Skubal. And then we got Kershaw as well with the mic'd up situation. And
That's
then
when all the stars are playing.
yeah, exactly. And then when they went out, I go, okay, let me do some other stuff. I'm just going to listen, but not really pay attention to the game. Then all of a sudden it's tied 6-6. I go, all right, what are they going to do? And they go to the swing off. I love that whole situation. I liked the catchers and the pitchers being mic'd up. I felt that Skubal and Cal Raleigh were over it. They're like, okay, why are you guys talking to him? Just let me play the game. Kershaw was just in the moment. He's a veteran, right? He's comfortable out there. He's doing his thing. Got caught talking a little crap. We'll talk about that. But overall, man, I had to tip my cap again. I go, MLB baseball, the best all-star weekend, minus what the NHL did this year with the nations all faced off, but it was great. How was it for you?
It was a blast. It was everything you could have wanted out of an all-star break. The home run derby was fantastic, obviously, for us here in Seattle, seeing one of our own take home the trophy in Cal Raleigh. But the game itself, which I think has kind of maybe not been the jewel of the all-star break as of late, I think stood out more than anything that we saw over the last couple of days in Atlanta. I loved the comebacks, down 6-0, the American League clause all the way back. I don't know about you, Bump, but I'm a diehard American League fan when it comes to the ALNL. Love me some American League baseball. To see them come back from down 6-0, that was really cool. But then once it got to extra innings, I did not remember that it then reverts to a swing off.
Me either.
I thought, they're just going to keep playing. And I kind of thought back to what it was in 2002 where they ran out of players and they just declared it a tie. And I was like, are we going to have that on our hands again? But no, I think the swing off was a great exhibition to put on in an exhibition. I don't think this is something you should ever incorporate into a regular season game, but it was fun. There was drama too. And I think what helped everybody buy into it was the players bought into it. You had guys that were no player was sitting in the dugout during this. They were all on the railing or they were on the warning track in front of the dugout, and they were all into it. Every home run, you'd see the guys whooping it up. They were, just so bought into it, and you could tell on the players' faces that were hitting during the swing off, like they had some nerves to it as well.
Yeah.
You could tell when Jonathan Aranda was up for the American League, needing just the one home run to keep it going before the National League ended up winning it. But he was like, okay, all right. Now I'm not really a power hitter, so I hopefully I can crank one out here. He did not, but all in all, it was a great night. And I think baseball as a whole was the big winner.
It was beautiful, man. It reminded me of just your boys getting together and figuring out a way how to kill a tiebreaker and going out there and taking hacks. And I love the 3 swings. Like, look, man, you take as many pitches as you want. As soon as you swing that bat, it is a wrap. And we had a representative in this thing. Randy Rosarena goes yard in the swing off.
There's a drive off of the bat of Rosarena. How far does this one go? Plenty deep. And gone for the 3rd home run for the AL.
And I love what he said before his at bat. He goes, "This is my moment. I'm ready." I'm like,
"That's right,
I love
Randy.
you, Randy, man. Man, a few words, right? Didn't have his translator out there, so and I was happy to hear him speak. I never heard his voice before, so it was cool to kind of hear him speak as well. Randy did his thing, stood up and got 1 for 3, but the star of the show, man. Schwarber's
he's built for that.
It's his whole, as the kids say, aura.
Yes.
He got into the batter's box, and I go, yeah, he's going to win this thing.
He's going to go 3 for 3.
This is what he does. What'd you see with him?
The exact same thing you saw. He is built to hit home runs. He has the perfect swing for a derby. He has the perfect swing for a swing off. As soon as he got up, in my mind, I was like, okay, so the American League is either going to be tied or trailing after Schwarber's round. And then, look, the way the National League set up their hitters, you had Stowers from Miami lead things off, he's got decent power. He hit the 1. It's like, all right, you're on the board, whatever. But you cap it off with Schwarber as your number 2 guy. And then had the American League tied it up, you had Pete Alonso, who is a former home run derby champion who has participated in, I believe, the last 5 derbies before this year. He took Monday night off because he just didn't want to do it anymore. But like, you have 2 of the best absolute power hitters in all of baseball going number 2 and number 3. It felt like if the American League didn't get out to a big lead in that swing off, it was going to be over. But I love that. And I think that's something that a lot of kids do as well, is that's how they decide, games that they're playing with their buddies in the park or whatever. Like, let's just do home run derby. Like, that's kind of how every game you play with your buddies kind of devolves into. And then, whoever hits the most home runs, that's who wins. And I thought it was really cool to see last night.
That was dope. Like, you described it perfectly. It took you back to your childhood days, just trying to hit bombs to win a game. And like you said, the enthusiasm of the players involved and the guys in the dugout, not in the dugout, standing outside the dugout, was great as well. But here's Schwarber's 3rd home run to win the swing off.
Has rallied in the swing off. With the hat trick. Look out, Chop House. National League takes the lead 4-3. Unbelievable.
He was so swaggy, goes down to a knee, holds the bat up, stares the ball as it exits the field. It was drama, and it was perfect, man. I think MLB has done it again. They figured out something else to add to this weekend, and the swing off was beautiful. And it was drama, like you mentioned. You're down 6-0, you come back, you tie it up. Are you going to extra innings? You're running out of players? No, go to the swing off. It was fun. Anything else you saw this weekend?
Well, yeah, that was the story of the night, but there were other stories to come from this game. How about the ABS? What'd you make of ABS?
I liked it.
I thought Randy got jobbed at the end when Edwin Diaz struck him out.
Yeah.
I did not think that was a strike.
Yeah,
but,
I'm with you.
Somehow it managed to catch the slightest edge of the strike zone. But all in all, I didn't think it was clunky. I didn't think that it slowed the game down too much. It only took, probably like 5 to 10 seconds for them to come up with an answer for the calls that were challenged. And, hey, Cal got one right.
Mm-hmm.
He got the first one. Yeah, that's history right there.
Yeah.
That's history, what you're
That's
saying.
history. That's all he does. He just makes history. Cal Raleigh, man, the first ABS call. I was listening to him and Scooble kind of go back and forth. And at times it was awkward because the commentators are trying to have this conversation with him. Yeah, Scooble's trying to get the call from Cal. Cal doesn't seem interested in all this extra stuff. And I tweeted out, I'm like, man, as a consumer, it's kind of cool to hear this. But as, the actual pitcher and catcher, it feels like it'd be annoying to kind of talk to these guys because they got to focus so much. And then Kershaw gets on the mound. In the OG with gray in the beard, is just having the ball. I'm going splitter here. I'm going curveball here. I did like him talking through his pitches and what he's trying to accomplish.
I like in-game interviews, but only so many.
Yeah.
I don't want to see every inning have a player interview because then you're just kind of losing sight of the actual game itself. You're then more distracted by what this player is saying or the questions that are being asked of him. And it's not like a traditional baseball broadcast at that point. And look, maybe I'm the out of touch one here. Maybe it's me who the mid-30s dad who is the out of touch one. It's a weird realization to come to. Maybe the first time I've ever felt this way, but. Maybe this broadcast is not tailored towards me so much. Maybe it's tailored towards the kids these days. But I want to watch the game first and foremost. And then, you can sprinkle in interviews here and there. And especially because it's the All-Star game, you're not going to get many chances when you're watching, your team specifically during the season. You're not going to hear from guys like Aaron Judge. You're not going to hear from like Clayton Kershaw throughout the season unless you're playing the Dodgers or unless you're playing the Yankees at that time. So it was cool to be able to hear the conversations going on with some of those guys. But, like, Jacob Wilson, like – that I'm not moved by Jacob Wilson's personality. Like, he is a great player, and what he has been able to do with the bat this season is fantastic, and he's a real throwback player. But, like, his dad was a shortstop in baseball, and now he's a shortstop. Like, there are a lot of guys in baseball like that.
Yeah, I feel there could be a bit too much when it comes to the interviews. I'm with you there because you do just want to watch the game as well. So, sprinkle that in. What did you make of the uniform situation? I liked it. This reminded me of 90s NBA All-Star basketball where you just wear your uniform.
Exactly.
Home or away. I like that.
It was a lot easier to identify the players out there in their own jerseys, and it's cool to see the Mariner jersey on national TV, even if it's, only a couple of guys wearing it. But if Cal Raleigh, was wearing just the generic Nike jersey that they've been giving out the last 3 or 4 All-Star games, it doesn't hit as much that he's like yours. It doesn't hit as much that Brian Wu belongs to Seattle, that Randy Arozarena and Andres Munoz belongs to Seattle when they're wearing just the generic, Major League Baseball design jersey for each All-Star location. But last night, seeing a return to that after, it'd been quite a while since we've seen it, I think that was phenomenal. I love seeing everybody's jersey, and it makes a really cool visual too. Just all the different colors, all the different designs. You don't ever get to see that.
And it looked clean to me. It just looked clean. I know it could be chaotic because you got all these different uniforms, but it was a home versus away. Text line making a great point. 206. Our man Brian Wu got no love because of the in-game interview. What'd you see out of Wu?
I thought he looked just like Brian Wu.
Wu.
I mean, striking out Ronald Acuna, striking out a future teammate in Ronald Acuna. I thought that was really cool.
Manifested.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad that Brian Wu got that opportunity. It would have been cool to hear the announcers, talk a little bit more about his story, which I think is an incredible story because you look at what he did in college, his numbers were not what you would expect to see out of a future All-Star, running an ERA up near 6, but he has transformed himself into one of the very best pitchers in the American League and certainly the number one guy on this Mariners staff, which at the beginning of the season, if you had said Wu was the number one guy, it's like, man, that's a big step taken by him, and he's done that this season.
Wu's doing the same. We saw Munoz as well. Report card on how he looked.
I thought he looked. I thought Munoz. He threw 18 pitches, 8 strikes. He did walk a guy. I kind of wonder if maybe the stuff that he had going on in New York was maybe playing in the back of his head a little bit. It'll be interesting to see how Munoz responds to that over the next few games because I don't think he got in that Detroit series. If I recall, I think he was able to bypass that entire Detroit series. So maybe the first time he gets back out there on Friday, he looks like his old self. But, dealt with a little bit of control, maybe some nerves on the big stage. But all in all, he escaped the inning unscathed, didn't give up a run. So good to see that from him. But I will be interested to see just how Munoz responds to all the craziness that was going on with the Yankees.
Watching all the Mariners out there, right, represent, it just it made me feel proud. It's like, look, I sent my kids off to basketball camp, and they all came back with awards. You know what I'm saying? Like, we saw Wu out there, Munoz, and Arozarena hit a bomb in the swing off, and then Cal being Cal as well. He had a base hit, I believe, right? He had a knockout there. Should have had 2, but Tucker made a great play in the outfield when he straight roped one. Yeah,
that was when Clayton Kershaw was making fun of our guy, Cal Raleigh.
Yeah, he forgot he was mic'd up.
Yeah, it's like that would have dropped in if it wasn't for your boy Kyle Tucker out in the outfield.
Yeah, give him some love. Don't be talking about our dumper like that. But
here was Cal's single.
It's crazy what Raleigh's doing. He's got Mickey Mantle's single-season record of 54 homers as he lines one to right, and Tatis is not going to be able to get it. He finally cuts it off, and Raleigh thinks about 2, and then the big dumper realizes, the big dumper, I'm going right back to first.
Yeah, it kind of made up that backup sound, the beep, beep, and he's like, wait a minute, where am I going here?
Is this ever going to get old? How long does... Do we do this? I'm not mad at it, but how long?
This is how I see it. This is the first time the national audience has learned about Cal Raleigh and his nickname, even though we've known about it since he was a rookie, all the way back in, 2022. So it's all old to us whenever we hear the big dumper jokes. Like, we've kind of moved on from that. Like, we're past that. Like, it is cool that, that is his nickname. But, you kind of have to give the national audience a little bit more grace to catch up. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like when parents start using new slang. It's like, okay, well, I mean, I guess that's how you can use it in that sense. You know what's crazy? I saw them talking about the big dumper on MSNBC of all places. There was a video of it, their morning show or whatever. They were talking about it there, and it's like, what are you guys doing talking about that nickname? It's always funny to hear like all these stiff broadcasters and his name is, it says here, the Big Dumper. What does that mean?
Is that right, Kelly? Yeah, they call him Dumper. He's national, baby.
Yeah,
he's a
is.
national story now. So overall, I felt like it was successful. All-star break, man. The home run derby was on point. The game itself was awesome. The swing off was fun to watch. MLB, great job. You did it again. Other leagues, take note, I guess, but what else can you really do? I think baseball's is special when it comes to that. Let's get the headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
Headline number one, Adam Silver says the NBA will take a harder look at expansion, but gave no concrete answers on an expected timeline. What's the real headline?
Real headline, this press conference could have been an email.
For real.
It feels like we're kind of a little bit further along than where we were 24 hours ago, but it all kind of feels like it's the same answers we're being told. Like, yeah, we'll look into it. We'll continue to put committees together. We'll gauge the interest of all these towns. It's like you've had, 18 years almost since the last time the Sonics were around to gauge the interest of Seattle. You've had multiple exhibition games here in town with the Warriors and the Clippers and the Kings and the Blazers and the Jazz. I think all those teams have played exhibition games here in Seattle. Like, what else do you need to know about Seattle? You were here for 41 years.
Yeah, you're fooling with us right now. Were either of you guys in student council?
I was not, but I bet Matt was.
Matt?
I ran for it, but did not get voted in.
Okay. Well, I was in
Because
student
I ran a truth-based campaign, and they just wanted it to be a popularity contest.
Yeah, I lied like a mug on my campaign. I lied, but you know what? I won. But this reminds me of student
Empty
council.
promises.
It's like all these students get together and we talk like we can really change things, and we ain't changing nothing. Like the principal and ADs do all that stuff. That's what this feels like. Is like everyone gets together and we talk about all these great ideas, but nothing's really going to change.
We had a guy in middle school run for student council, and his only platform was that he wanted to get a strawberry milk in the cafeteria, and he won because 8th graders are dumb.
Did he get the strawberry milk?
He did, though.
He did.
He followed through on his campaign promise, but
Yeah. I didn't. You know what my big thing was? Vending machines. We're going to cut the prices on vending machines. Not knowing about profit loss and all that good stuff. Just straight lie, but it worked out. Thank you, Culver City Middle School, for allowing me to be your president. Next up.
Headline rewrites.
Nick Imawari and Elijah Royal were both photographed nowhere near Seattle on the day Seahawks rookies were scheduled to report for training camp. Curtis, what's the real headline?
Real headline, if it looks like a holdout and sounds like a holdout, I think it's a holdout, Bump.
It is a holdout. Here's the thing, too, is 30 out of the 32 second rounders have not been signed yet because everybody's holding out now.
Yeah.
So you got Cooper DeJean last year. He was the 4th pick in the second round. He got $928 million, 7.5 guaranteed. You got Higgins this year, 4 years, $11.7 million guaranteed. Typically in that second round, owners are giving 50 to 80% of their contracts guaranteed. Other holdouts still got Shamar Stewart. You got Tyler Shuck as well. The list goes on and on. So it's almost like all the agents of these second rounders got together and said, look, stand firm. All right, we're getting our guys our money. And we talked to Bill Barnwell yesterday.
Yeah.
He said it's pretty much just cheaper to pay these guys now anyway. Just give them their fully guaranteed contracts and go from there. But they are united in this front.
Yeah, I wonder how much this is also have to do with all the litigation between the NFLPA and the NFL and all that stuff that Pablo Torre and Mike Florio found out a couple weeks ago, where there is collusion in terms of like the guaranteed contracts. I would imagine the Players Association is in Nick Emanwari's ear right now and is like, don't you dare budge.
Yeah. Nope.
Do not move.
Nope.
Do not waver from wanting a fully guaranteed deal, because if you get that, then it means fully guaranteed deals for darn near everybody in the second round. What also throws a wrench into all of this is the guy picked after Emanwari is Quinshawn Judkins from Ohio State, the running back who was arrested over the weekend on a domestic violence charge. I wouldn't want to give that guy a fully guaranteed deal if he's got that hanging over his head, if he's got that, potentially interrupting his availability, like no way would I want to hand that out if I was an NFL team. So it's a really weird situation. It's like the whole second round didn't even happen.
Yeah, no, it didn't happen. It's voided. Just goes to the third round. It's almost like Nick Imawara is UCLA and USC when it comes to leaving the pack. Right? Like as soon as whatever move he makes is going to affect everyone drastically. So now I went from yesterday thinking, all right, they'll show up and be around. Did research and saw that everyone is sitting out. Nah, this isn't going to go down. What is John Schneider going to do? There's a lot of pressure over there because you know if you're Mike McDonald, you want this guy in your camp now because you have so many plans for him. And if you're Kubiak, you want Arroyo as well. This is going to be interesting.
Headline rewrites.
The Jets made Sauce Gardner the highest paid corner in the NFL with a 4-year, $120 million contract with $85 million in guarantees. What's the real headline?
Real headline, congrats to Devin Witherspoon on his upcoming payday in 2026.
Get that money.
Yeah.
Get that money. If you look at Sauce Gardner's stats, only 3 career interceptions, 9 passes defended last year, 12 in 24, 20 in 2023. I think that's the result of him not getting a bunch of targets. Forget the stats. You and I were talking about how hard it is to kind of decipher who a corner is just looking at their stats because they take away throws.
Yeah.
So what I did, I went back before the show and looked at him against the 49ers and was reminded just how sticky this guy is, man. He is one of the best corners in the game.
Yeah, I think a lot of people that look at defensive back play and just look at interceptions as like the end-all be-all stat. It's like, that's not, I mean, that is one of the ultimate goals of a defensive back is to generate turnovers, but they impact the game in so many other areas. Like some of the best cornerback seasons we've ever seen. I remember, what was it, like Nnamdi Asomugha when he was at the Raiders? Nobody threw his way, so he didn't have any interceptions that year, but it's like he was so good that teams just didn't even bother throwing to that side of the field. Darrelle Revis, another guy like that. I mean,
Champ Bailey.
Yeah, Witherspoon has, 3 career interceptions, and 2 of them, I think, came in his rookie season. He had that one that he returned all the way to the house against the Giants on Monday Night Football, but there's more to it than just interceptions, and Witherspoon impacts the game in so many other facets.
Yeah. You got to know ball.
Right.
You got to know ball to break them down. DBs and linemen, those are tough ones to break down. All right, we got a good show for you guys today. Obviously, Curtis Rogers in for Stacy Ross. At 11, we got Jordan Shusterman, as always, on a Wednesday. At 12, we got CBS cap expert Joel Corry, and lots more stuff to do. But when we get back, we're going to talk about the NBA. Are they coming to Seattle or not? Are you expanding or not? Stop playing with our hearts. We'll break that down next.
The clack of the cleats. The sounds of summer drifting off Lake Washington. These sounds of summer are the prelude to the symphony of fall and winter. Football season is coming. Just 7 days until Seahawks training camp begins.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by The Landing in Renton.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
I saw her texting, coming up to a stop sign, and so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines, and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions. 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Hey friends, Stacy here. Wayscar Ford Isuzu in Auburn is celebrating its 103rd year anniversary, and their biggest sales event of the year is going on right now. Take advantage of their great pricing on new Fords, Isuzus, and commercial vehicles. Also, large discounts on their service and parts departments. What about those of you who want to sell a car? Wayscar Ford's vehicle profit sharing plan is the best deal out there. They purchase your car and pay you right up front. Then, when Wayscar Ford resells your old car, they share 50% of their profit with you. They've already paid back over $800,000 to customers. At Wayscar Ford, there's absolutely no games, no gimmicks, and no pressure. That's backed up by a full 5-day or 500-mile no questions asked return policy on absolutely every vehicle they sell. Change your mind for any reason, bring the vehicle back for a full 100% refund. So if you're like me, you want a good price, a low-key, no-pressure experience, and a full 5-day, 100% satisfaction guarantee, Wayscar Ford is the place to go. Check them out for yourself at wayscarford.com. Wayscarford.com.
Do you find yourself searching the medicine cabinet for pills and sprays during allergy season? How about having to buy one more medication when the season hits? I'm Dr. Ryan Stern with the Stern Sinus Center. We offer a solution that will save you time, money, and frustration. Ryanair is a simple, minimally invasive procedure that significantly reduces postnasal drip and stuffiness. We're taking new patients in Federal Way and in Auburn. Come see us. Book your appointment at sternsinus.com.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app. Summer is here, and Washington Energy's BOGO 40% off sale is on now. Update and enhance your home with beautiful new windows and doors, expertly installed by Washington Energy Services. Save today with one of our best deals of the year. Buy one energy-efficient window, get the second at 40% off. And BOGO 40% off all entry, patio, and interior doors right now. From traditional to modern home updates, and with over 65 years of award-winning installations, Washington Energy is the clear choice. Call today for a free estimate.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales Event, going on right now through July 20th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales Event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. Are they a reliable service? How will I know if something happens? Are they keeping everyone safe? At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today to talk to a local security expert.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We got Curtis Rogers filling in for Stacy Ross. I'm here still, Michael Bumpus. Let's talk a little bit of some NBA news, man, for years. So I moved over to the west side of the mountains in 2008. And when I moved over here, Curtis, I go, man, I get to watch Kobe play. Key Arena is going down.
I hate to break it to you, Bob.
Shortly after I got here, the Sounders were gone.
I hate to break it to you, Bob. That sounds like you're the reason why they
I'm
left.
the reason.
Yeah.
Never saw Kobe play out here.
No.
Didn't take the trip to Portland. Should have did it. Never did it. Flew to LA to see Kobe. But NBA expansion, that's something that's been talked about for at least 4 or 5 years, seriously. And the talks are going on and on and on. So Adam Silver just gives us a little bit. You know, he lets you believe that something's going to go down, and then he says some things that make you think that it's not going to go down because it's really not in his control, right? He has to convince people, or the board of governors, right? He has to convince them, listen, let's expand. But there's something that's stepping in the way. It is signed an 11-year, $76 billion contract when it comes to TV revenue and all that good stuff. These owners don't want to split that up. But, you know, there's still a possibility that this is going to go down, and Adam Silver talks about that.
Expansion was discussed both at a committee level and at the board, and ultimately the league office was tasked by our board with doing an in-depth analysis of all the issues around expansion, both economic and non-economic. Of course, the non-economic issues include dilution of talent, how it could potentially affect competition around the league if we were to expand, how you would stock those teams, you know, all those related issues, the economic issues, as I've talked about before. They're as we knew would be the case in these discussions among the board, they're very complex because in how you would potentially value the opportunity has a lot to do with your projections on the future growth of the league.
Dilution of talent. There's more than enough talent in this world to create 2 more teams.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a concern. You have to take that into consideration. If it were like the WNBA, I think it'd be tougher there just because the gaps between the elite and the okay players is a lot bigger than the NBA. Mm-hmm. But look, he's saying things to keep us interested at this point.
Right. I don't take yesterday and what he said as a no. I think it was a step forward, probably not the step that any of us were hoping to hear, simply because it just sounds like it's still at least a couple years away before they make a firm decision on whether or not expansion is a reality in the NBA or whether or not it's just going to be kind of pushed down the line. But to me, when I hear that they are still, you know, doing research on all this, it feels like they're just buying time. It feels like they're buying time to gather the required number of owners for approval on expansion, because I think in his heart of hearts, Adam Silver wants expansion for the NBA. He has brought it up a ton over the last year plus. And when a commissioner brings something up that he feels that he feels strongly about, it usually happens. But I kind of wonder, how much sway does he have with the other owners if he has brought this up time and time again, and it seems like there's not a whole lot of budging. There's not a whole lot of movement on this. Now, there has been a lot of changeover in the number of owners, in the number of different owners in the NBA. No more Mark Cuban. Jeannie Buss is no longer the controlling owner of the Lakers. Wick Grausbeck is no longer in charge of the Celtics. You know, those are 3 big-time names that were part of the NBA Board of Governors over the last few years. You're going to see changeover in Portland soon as Jody Allen sells the team as required by Paul Allen's estate. So there's going to be just a big changeover in owners, and I wonder, too, if the NBA is kind of waiting on that, all those situations kind of get finalized and formalized. But I just kind of wonder, how much sway does Adam Silver really have in these circles if this is something he's brought up a lot, and yet it feels like there's not really a lot of forward momentum for it?
Well, it comes down to the owners, like you mentioned, and there's an owner. His name is James Dolan. He's the owner of the Knicks. He might be one of the guys kind of blocking this thing in June. Bill Simmons and Chris Mannix talks about that.
You know who's roadblocking them right now? James Dolan.
Yeah.
He's got a little cabal of anti-expansion owners that he's trying to just to because he doesn't want it. He doesn't want to share the media rights.
But James Dolan doesn't want to share anything, and he doesn't. No. He votes no at every single Board of Governors meeting.
Yes, he does.
Go back and look at some of these meetings. Like, how many of them are 29-1? Like, he sends his consigliere in because he doesn't really go to vote.
I think he has a couple of people this time, though. I
don't want expansion.
Yeah, I think this expansion thing's a little
not enough.
A little more complicated than people are giving it credit for.
It might be, but it's not enough. Like, well, how many do you need to expand? Is it 2/3 that?
I thought it was 3/4, but it's somewhere in there.
Either way, I don't think that Dolan has enough to block it.
Does he? I mean, he has influence. All these owners are in it together. But I think for the most part, owners realize this is just better for the game.
Well,
It's going to hit your pockets a bit, but it's better for the game.
And I think Dolan's biggest concern is, hey, my team, the Knicks, does a lot of heavy lifting for the lesser teams in the league because of all the eyes that we bring to the game when we have national TV, all the merchandise sales, what have you. Like, yeah, the Knicks haven't won a championship in, 50 years or something like that? More than 50 years. It was like 73, I think, the last time they won a championship. But they are a name brand in the NBA. They are a brand that is international. Everybody that follows the NBA knows them, and I think Dolan is kind of like, I don't want to feed two more mouths when I'm trying to feed my own here. I get that, but also you pointed this out at the start of the segment. They signed a $76 billion media right deal heading into this 2025-2026 season that runs for 11 years. These owners are not starving for cash right now. The NBA is a huge moneymaker for a lot of these teams. So I think that Dolan's concerns I think he is directing them in the wrong way, where I think, trying to stop expansion because he's tired. And look, the cities that they're expanding to or likely expanding to would be here in Seattle. I don't think you have to worry about, Seattle being one of those teams where it's like, oh, we need our revenue share, like how the Pelicans are or how the Grizzlies are or whatnot. Like, no, I think when Seattle gets a team, they're going to be a big player in the NBA. And Vegas, I think that ownership group, which is rumored to maybe involve LeBron in some way when he's done playing, might even involve the Red Sox ownership group because they just want to have, all sorts of teams. Like they're going to have deep pockets as well. So to me, Dolan trying to kind of do all this, it's so misguided.
You're going to take a hit early in this deal. And a hit, we're not talking like these guys are going to be in the negative. You're just not going to get as much money as you would typically get. But when it's all said and done in the long run, these teams are going to bring in more revenue as well. So James Dolan, man, good luck with on your journey. I hope you aren't successful. I don't think you're going to be successful because Seattle does need a team. Las Vegas is ready for a team. They got the A's going over there. You got the Raiders right now. You got the Knights, the Aces when it comes to WNBA. It's all set up. Any other city that's thinking about putting their name in the hat, don't, okay? Right. Don't mess this up for us, but I think it's almost impossible to mess it up. You have to get to Seattle, and Las Vegas is ready to go. I've heard Austin and Columbus be thrown in the mix. You have established fan bases already in Seattle and in Las Vegas. People just go to Vegas for entertainment anyway. Maybe it won't be full of your NBA's team. Maybe it's 50-50, 60-40, but it's going to be packed every single night.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's also been the promise of a brand new arena getting built in Vegas, too, for this NBA team that could potentially be there, which is funny because they just built that arena for the Golden Knights.
Yeah.
It's like there's already venues all across the place. I also wonder, too, if Dolan is concerned about a Vegas team maybe drawing eyes away from his sphere.
Yeah.
He owns that building.
I didn't know that.
That's an MSG property.
Okay.
So
all right.
I don't know. James Dolan, man, get over yourself.
Man, Backstreet Boys in the sphere right now killing it.
I saw that.
You good.
I would go to that show.
I would go to that, too.
They've had a lot of acts hit the Sphere that I'm kind of like, I don't know, like that. But I would go to a Backstreet Boys show at the Sphere.
I'd do it for sure. Anybody got tickets, holla at me. They're probably like $1,500 a pop.
Probably.
All right, that's NBA talk. You know what's coming up, man. It's Wednesday. I get grumpy for some reason around 10:45. Get Off My Lawn is next right here on the Bump and Stacy Show.
He called it 20 years ago.
I'm the home run derby champ.
And as he always does, the Big Dumper delivered.
The Big Dumper is your home run derby champion.
Congratulations, Cal Raleigh.
I just can't believe it went long. It's unbelievable.
We can't wait for the second half of the Season of Cal on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
What you say? I'm the man. Oh, yeah.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has direct access changed the game?
Direct access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Are you worried about economic conditions, tariffs, and inflation? Are you tired of trying to time the stock market? Maybe it's time to take a little risk off the table given current market volatility. For stability, there's no better option than Legacy Group's Northwest Fund, a fixed return of 9%. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. We've been running local real estate investment funds for over 18 years with zero investor losses, averaging double-digit returns since inception, and we also accept IRAs. Over 1,000 local investors have invested over $250 million in our Legacy family of funds. Feeling uneasy? Don't gamble your hard-earned money or risk your retirement. Legacy Group's Northwest Fund, returning 9%, has limited openings for new investors right now.
Call 425-635-4700 or visit LegacyG.com. That's LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Legacy investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal swinging a drive, deep to right field.
Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
Want to cut your home energy bills, breathe cleaner air, and improve comfort? The answer, AeroSeal from Home Comfort Alliance. This advanced process seals leaks in your ductwork, improving efficiency and air quality. Normally $2,500. Right now, for PSC customers, get AeroSeal for as little as $99 when they install a furnace or heat pump. Plus, save up to 25% on remaining 2024 heat pumps and air conditioners from Home Comfort Alliance. Visit homecomfortalliance.com today.
If you want that summer body you've always dreamed of, then this message is for you, ladies, and you men too. Get rid of extra stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin around the waistline, chin, and under the upper arms with ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat freezing methods, even those new pills, but without the desired results. ProSculpt is different. It's minimally invasive, performed while fully awake, gentle, yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs size, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate, permanent fat-reducing and skin tightening results all in just one visit. If you want that summer body this summer, then you must act now. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation. Get $250 off. For instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening, visit ProSculpt.com.
Got neighbors? Big Trees can help. This is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. If you've been considering planting trees to add privacy, look no further than Big Trees. Privacy trees fill in empty spaces, help to define property lines, and add curb appeal. Learn more about Big Trees' big supply of privacy trees at bigtreesupply.com.
Beauty, privacy, instantly. Big Trees.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
I don't know what happens to me on Wednesday around 10:45.
Is it just because it's the middle of the week?
That's what it is.
Like, this is when we're all at our crankiest during the week?
Yeah, I think so. I got good sleep last night. Drank a lot of water yesterday.
Sun's out.
Sun's out.
We can't enjoy it, though, until 2 p.m.
Exactly. So I'm grumpy. It's Wednesday, 10:45. You know what it is. Get off my dang lawn. Let's get into it.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
All right, let's go. Which one do I want to go first? Let's go with you know what, Curtis? Your kids don't play sports yet.
Not yet.
Right, not yet. But
I don't know if they're ever going
what you
to.
mean? I mean, Brenna played lacrosse, right?
She did, yeah.
You baseball guy?
Baseball, yeah.
It's in them.
It is. I would say Blair is much more athletic than her older sister Willow right now.
All right,
Willa's very much not into sports.
Do what I did and just throw things at them when they're young. Catch it, dang it, catch it. But so, you know, almost every day, I take my kids to practice, and it is a pain in the butt. I love them, so I do it. Like, I drive almost an hour getting into work, almost an hour going home, then 45 minutes to take them to practice, 45 minutes back. Like, I'm in my truck constantly.
Putting up miles.
Miles, baby. Miles, Chevy. So I go to my son's practice. I have two kids who are practicing at the same time at different locations.
Okay.
So my daughter, she's 11. My son's 15. I drop my son off first. He's 15. He can be by himself for a little bit. And I stay with my daughter at her practice. She's 11. It's my baby girl. I'm not leaving her.
Right.
So the practice is from 5:30 to 7. So I'm sitting there watching. Practice is done with my daughter. I'm telling her, hurry up. Hey, let's go. Let's go. We got to go get Michael. Hop in the car. We get to his practice area around 7:10. Clearly they're done, right?
Right.
No. Now, your boy can't see, but I'm at least 400 yards away. The parking lot is deep, so I stay with binoculars because, you know, I watch the Seahawks games from the press box, and I zoom in on folks. So I have binoculars, and I zoom in on the field where they're at, and the coach is sitting there just talking and talking. And I'm thinking, all right, 10, 15 minutes past practice, that's fine. 45 minutes.
He's giving him a sermon.
7:45, my son walks over to the car. And I'm thinking,
dissertation.
What's going on? Well, you realize parents have lives.
Yeah.
Right, I got to get back home. I was going to make dinner. Traffic is going to die down a little bit. It just jacked up my whole thing. And I thought to myself, how inconsiderate of this coach, right? And then I asked my son, I said, well, is your coach married? Does he have kids? I expected him to say no. Because why would a man that's married with kids jack up everyone's schedule like that?
He might be married to the game.
Married to the game. Married to a woman, too. And he has kids. And I'm a coach, right? I've done this for 15 years, okay? 10, 15 minutes past practice, okay, we get it. Things happen. I've never gone 45 minutes after practice. 7 o'clock is when you're supposed to be done. 7:45 is disrespect. He's just saying, you know what? Forget you and all these parents and whatever you have scheduled after this. I got 3 kids. I got to get home to my other one, make sure he's fed and all that good stuff. It was so inconsiderate. I was so hot, and I didn't want to be mad at my son. I'm like, it's not your fault.
Right.
It's your coach's fault. So coaches, be on time. We have lives, okay? Goodness gracious, get off my dang lawn with your inconsiderate stuff.
Like, I get that he is giving of himself to coach this team.
Oh, he's getting
that's
paid.
Great.
No, he's getting paid.
Oh, okay.
He's getting
so
paid.
It's not a volunteer.
Oh, no, he's getting paid.
But, like, what on earth could you possibly say that is that important to keep somebody 45 minutes late? Like, I get that, you know, you want to make sure everybody's on the same page, I's are dotted, T's are crossed, but, like, that long? Like, you're going to be going off into some tangents that leave the topic at hand.
Bro, Now they have a tournament this weekend in San Diego, so
Okay.
okay,
It's important.
But I mean, come on, man.
45
killing my
minutes.
time. Like I'm a
Bruh.
schedule kind of guy. You mess me up,
Yes.
coach. Fool me once, okay?
There's nothing worse as a parent than when dinner time gets
Yeah.
thrown off. Like when you expect to be home by like 5:30,
Yeah.
6 o'clock, so you can cook dinner, or and then all of a sudden something happens, and you're looking at your watch and it's like 7:15, 7:30,
It's all thrown off.
and no one's had any food to eat, and everybody's getting cranky, and that's
Everyone's
brutal.
done. Coaches, let's be better. I'll include myself, even though I don't do that, but I'm with you. Coaches, let's be better. Next, get off my lawn.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
All right. So there was the FIFA World Cup for club teams that was played in the U.S. Chelsea ends up winning the tournament. I grew up a Chelsea fan. I'm excited for them. Let's get it.
All right.
Our commander-in-chief, Donald J. Trump, presents them the trophy, the award to Chelsea, and says, here you go. You've won. It's on American soil. I'm going to be here. Boom. I'm good with that. So he gives them the trophy and stands there and takes it all in.
As though it's for him.
Listen, Donald J.
You didn't.
This wasn't for you.
You didn't do it, man.
This is for Chelsea. And you see the Chelsea captain. He's holding the trophy. He looks at Donald Trump and says, "You can leave." And Trump is just looking into the crowd like it's all about him. I'm like, come on, Trump, get out the way. Let them have their moment. Then I dig in further. I found out that FIFA gave Donald Trump the real trophy, allowed him to hold it. I'm like, is this standard practice? Like, what are we doing? So apparently in soccer, the team that wins gets a replica. They don't get the actual trophy. So if you win the FIFA World Cup, you get a replica. The actual FIFA organization keeps the actual trophy. NBA, they keep the trophy. NFL, they keep the trophy. Stanley Cup, they don't, but it makes sense because it's engraved. It gets passed around. They keep it for 100 days. So one, Trump, come on, man, this wasn't your moment. You did your thing, hand them the trophy, get out the way. And two, why don't they get the real trophy? They should make a trophy every single year and allow them to keep the real trophy.
It's FIFA. They make so much money. You can absolutely afford to make a new trophy every single year.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
I've seen the Lombardi Trophy at the Seahawks facility right there in the lobby.
Just make a new one.
Yeah,
every year.
I don't think it would set them back so much to spend I would say probably like $50,000 that it takes to make that trophy.
Just make a new trophy.
Yeah. So I've never understood in trophy presentations, whether it be team owners or dignitaries or whatever, being the first people to have the trophy.
Yeah.
They didn't win it.
You went on the field.
You didn't do anything.
You went on the court.
Exactly.
You went training.
It should always go to the athletes first.
Come
they
on,
should be
man.
the one to pick it up.
Yes.
They don't need anybody's help picking it up. It'll be pretty weightless when they pick it up. Like they know what they're doing.
You put it on the mantle and let them go get it. Grab that thing, hoist it up. They did it. And if you're not on the team, get off the dang stage. Let them have their moment. Last one, real quick.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
All right, this one is to all my people who drive all black or all white Ford Explorers. You are a detriment to society. Why are you doing this to us? There's a car driving, but it wasn't undercover. There's a car driving behind me. I'm like, why is this dude on me like this? What's going on? I'm thinking it's a cop. It's not a cop. Drives by because I look at the plates. The cops don't have the stickers on the plate. I look at the plate. I go, why are you doing this? What made you go to the dealership and say, you know what? I want to look like a cop. I want to mess with everyone's mental as I drive around the state of Washington. If you drive an all black or an all white 4Runner, we got beef. All right? Because you're making everybody drive the speed limit when we can clearly go over 5, but because you decided to look like a cop, an undercover, you got everybody on the 405 and the 5 shook right now.
I'm right there. And people who drive Crown Victorias as well.
Yes.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
That? Why do you need the big mirror on the side? Like, you want to be a cop that bad? Like, really? You're just making it so much harder on everybody else out on these streets. We don't need the added pressure of non-cops looking like cops. There's enough of them out there.
Oh, yeah, it is. All right. Well, let's get off my lawn.
You feel better now?
I feel a little bit better.
All right.
I feel a little bit better. All right, well, when we come back, we'll have our weekly visit with Mr. Jordan Shusterman from Yahoo Sports. That's coming up next on the Bump and Stacy Show.
MLB Network insider John Morosi every week with Wyman and Bob.
Can they do enough at the trade deadline?
They don't have to necessarily be in first place by the end of July.
but you need to show the front office that this team is worth adding to. But they need to show you more from guys who are not named Cal Raleigh. I'd be paying very close attention. Emerson, Young, Celestin to see who potentially could be the one that they move.
See the full conversation on the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here from my friends at PCF Group, or People Come First Construction Group, and that's exactly what they did when we made the call a couple years ago. We wanted to redo our outdoor space, wanted to add a deck, an outdoor living, a television, and a kitchen, and PCF Group, wow, they more than delivered. And if you're interested in building a stunning outdoor area like we did, I cannot recommend them enough. Reach out before the good weather arrives, and their schedule, well, it's going to fill up. So whether you're looking for a complete outdoor living space or a very specific project like an underdeck ceiling, deck, patio cover, railings, PCF has you covered. Design now and pay later. In fact, get 12 months, no interest and no payments, and up to $6,000 off and a $1,000 Amazon gift card. Request a complimentary design and estimate consultation at 425-629-8476 or project ideas. Explore photos at pcfgroup.com. That's 425-629-8476.
Dave Wyman here for Harley Exteriors. When you hear Harley Exteriors, I want you to think windows manufactured right here in Washington and specifically designed for our Pacific Northwest homes and climate. These are the windows you want. They look absolutely stunning, much better than a traditional vinyl window, and they're going to lower your energy bills and provide year-round comfort. They also come with a double lifetime, fully transferable warranty, meaning not only are you covered for glass breaking or damaged seals, it's going to help your resale and home value. These windows last up to 60 years. Harley Exteriors is making these windows affordable with options like zero payments and zero interest up to 12 months for qualified buyers. In July, Harley Exteriors is offering 50% off basic installation, no payments, no interest for 12 months, and an additional $200 off your project. Think Harley Exteriors for windows, doors, and more right here in the Puget Sound. Call 833-HARLEY or just go to harleyexteriors.com.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service will help your company with logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linen, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do. Visit suplinen.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Overburdened with a bunch of stuff you don't want anymore, but feel bad throwing it away? John here with Happy Hauler, Seattle's eco-friendly junk removal. We prioritize donating and recycling. We'll help get your items to those in need instead of going to the landfill. At Happy Hauler, we pride ourselves on responsibility, community, and sustainability. We're a family-run small business that provides junk removal, donations, and recycling. Make yourself, your community, and the planet happy. It's time to reclaim your space. HappyHauler.com, hauling with a heart.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
The countdown is on.
Just 7 days until Seahawks training camp.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. 710 KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Storm take on Golden State in their last game before the WNBA All-Star break. Tip-off is at noon at Climate Pledge Arena. The MLB All-Star Game went to its first ever swing-off. Kyle Schwarber steals the show, going 3 for 3 en route to winning the MVP. And the Kraken released their 2025-26 schedule today. They'll start their season at home on October 9th against the Anaheim Ducks.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
Every Wednesday at 11, we're joined by this man after I go on my old man rant. He brings us back. He centers us and brings us back to reality. I'm talking about Yahoo Sports' Jordan Shusterman on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Jordan, how we doing today?
What's up, Bump? Hello from the Atlanta airport. And yes, the timing always so funny. I'm sorry that I don't get to join you in ranting about things, but hopefully you're in a better mood today. It was a fun week in Atlanta.
It was. It was a fun weekend. I got it all off my chest. By the time we talk to you, I've calmed down, and I'm ready to talk some baseball and be logical about things and not go crazy. First thing I want to ask you, man, is what did you think of the swing off? It caught me by surprise. I wasn't ready for it, but I sat down and I watched it, and I loved every minute of it.
Oh, 100%. And, hey, don't feel bad. I think a lot of people were caught off guard by it, and that was part of what made it fun. This was a rule that's actually been in effect for the last few years, but this is, of course, the first time we've actually seen it come into play. But, yeah, getting to be in the ballpark for that was really special. I think when people started to understand what was about to happen, you could tell a lot of the people even in the crowd, and as we learned after, a lot of even the players didn't even really know that this is what it was going to end up being. But it was such a cool moment. It was so pure. It was just such a kind of spontaneous isn't totally the right word because we knew it was planned beforehand, but it just felt so genuine, and obviously the way the actual swing-off unfolded with Schwarber, with Aranda, with the near miss in his final round was really, really cool.
Jordan, this is not Stacy. This is Curtis talking to you.
You don't sound like Stacy. Yeah, okay.
No, not at all. But I want to know from you, where does this All-Star break rank in terms of the best that you can remember or have been to? Because, I mean, it's rare you get the classic Derby All-Star game combo.
Oh, that's exactly right, and this is exactly what my pal Jake Mintz and I were talking about on the drive home last night. So this is the 9th All-Star game that we've covered. So it's just not exactly a super expansive history of All-Star games, but we have been to the last 9, and this is absolutely up there. I mean, I think the Derby is normally our favorite event and something that sustains, the longest. But the fact that we then get to add in this swing off, and honestly, an All-Star game that even before then was pretty entertaining. I would say there was more stuff that happened in this Derby in that game than even normally. So we said it was pretty comfortably up there in the top 2 or 3. Our first one was San Diego. That had a memorable Derby with Stanton. We were there for the Bryce Harper home run Derby. Of course, Julio's had some unbelievable Derby moments that certainly stand out. But the whole totality of the week, I do think this was really strong.
What did you think of the catchers and the pitchers being mic'd up? I thought Skubal and Cal were pretty vanilla, bland. But then I think Kershaw gets there, and obviously he's a bit more comfortable in that situation. 11-time All-Star, been in the game for so long. And he showed a bit more of the personality. I think it's cool to kind of get an insight to who these guys are when they're on the mound.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. So obviously, being in the ballpark, I'm not necessarily seeing that live, but I'm seeing the clips on social media. And this is another thing that, generally, I think the All-Star game, especially compared to the Derby, is a much better television product. Whereas the Derby, being there in person, I think really makes a big difference. But I think the mic'd up moments, this is when you should be doing it. I am not a particularly huge fan of miking guys up during the regular season. It's not even that it's I'm trying to take it too seriously. It's just I don't enjoy watching it. I just get stressed out that guys are going to mess up in games that matter, and that I don't like that, and it feels like the way that the guys respond kind of shows that. But in this case, this is exactly when you should kind of give them an opportunity, and for Kershaw of all people to be that open and to be that funny in those moments, I think was really, really cool.
Jordan, bringing it back to the Mariners here, prior to the All-Star break, they had their best series of the season, immediately following maybe their worst series of the season. So what do you make of this team right now at the break, coming off of that really crucial sweep of the Tigers?
Yeah, so it's pretty amazing timing, because I got to Atlanta on Thursday night, and I watched the disaster that unfolded after the Brian Wu no-hit bid. And since we get to the All-Star game that early, we get there Thursday because we do the Futures game and drafts and all this stuff. I watched like no baseball on the weekend, that final weekend leading in. And so as I was just like checking in throughout, I was like, man, they're like dominating the Tigers in Detroit. Like, what is going on? Julio's going off and all these great things. So I'm still kind of trying to wrap my mind around what exactly happened over those 3 games, but it certainly puts them in a good spot. There's no better feeling than going into the break on a high like that. But can they continue to show that? Can the offense, again, we're seeing this, the offense being way more potent on the road than at home, coming back home now, getting to face Houston. So we'll see how that offense picks it up. But I think getting Rayleigh back, getting Julio heating up, and I think you're starting to see really the full power of this lineup.
Speaking of Houston, obviously you just mentioned, right, you open up a series in the second half of the season against them. What do we need to see? Because every series is an evaluation on what they should do at the trade deadline. What can we gain out of this series against Houston?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think Houston remains in a very, very strange spot. Obviously, they still have this pretty good cushion atop the division, but there's still some pretty serious questions. And it's amazing, for as impressive as they've been and for how much they've won consistently, they did not exactly finish on a good note going into the second half. Getting swept by Cleveland, who's going off a 10-game losing streak. They have some questions, and some that we still are not really sure when are going to be answered. Guys like Yordan Alvarez, when are we going to see him again, if at all? So Houston is a team I'm very quietly interested in terms of the deadline, because while they still do not have a very strong farm system, we know that they are willing to be aggressive. And so if they view this team as a team that can win the American League still, and I have to imagine they still do, I am very curious to see how they get creative in order to address some of the more obvious needs on their roster.
Jordan, you've been around a lot of baseball guys over the last 4 or 5 days there in Atlanta. Were there any names talked about that you were maybe surprised to hear in trade conversation, or is it just kind of what we've all been hearing from all the MLB insiders over the last month or so, just the regular names?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think obviously, right, once you get past All-Star, you really put into deadline mode. And I'll be honest, I wasn't having too many deadline specific, trying to nail down some intel there. But I think it's kind of the teams that you're expecting. Now, how big are we talking about? Honestly, I think some of the more interesting ones is just like the Braves, right? I mean, obviously, we're being in Atlanta, thinking about who they could potentially move if they're going to continue to be, below the Marlins in the standings. Now, they don't have as many super obvious trade candidates, and I'm not going to waste my time talking about trading Acuna, but a guy like Sean Murphy is super, super interesting to me as far as a trade candidate. Now, he also got an extension, but that's a guy that they have, Drake Baldwin, who is just already one of the more underrated players in the league. I know he's a rookie, but what he's been able to do as a rookie catcher, if they believe he could be the catcher of the future, and someone like the Padres come calling and want to give them the haul for Sean Murphy, catcher trades are pretty rare in the middle of the season. It's a tough thing to do when you have to get a guy on the same page as his pitching staff in the middle of the year. But that's the name I'm watching. Guys like Ozuna and Iglesias, maybe they get moved, but I don't think those are necessarily going to be for, massive prospect calls the way that a guy like Sean Murphy would.
I can almost guarantee you spoke about this on your podcast. What did you make of the Mariners draft, and anyone else have a draft that's worth mentioning?
Yeah, no, draft was really fun. I think that, as simple as it is, because we've been building up to this number 3 pick for a while now, you maybe lose sight of just how remarkable it is that this team that won 85 games last year ends up with the number 1 player on their board. Like, that is a wild sequence of events for them to get Kate Anderson at 3. Of course, it relied heavily on the teams ahead of them to kind of swerve away from consensus, which I totally support the Nationals' decision to do that because Eli Willis was the number one player on my board. But the Angels' decision to go with Bremner, and then for the Mariners to get Kate Anderson, have some other interesting picks beyond that. And I think the fun thing around the Mariners drafts now is because they've done it so well recently, they take a guy like Nick Becker, who's a high school shortstop from New Jersey, was not necessarily one of my favorite players in the prep class, but who am I to say? They've been nailing pick after pick after pick of these guys that I'm just inclined to believe that he's going to become a top 100 prospect in a year. So that's kind of what they've earned. The scouting department, this player development group has really earned, and I think that that's clearly one of the biggest strengths of the organization.
One of the talking points that stemmed from the draft from the Mariners' standpoint is, does their compensatory round pick, Luke Stevenson, maybe make Harry Ford even more available because he's a catcher, Ford's a catcher? Do you think that will have any impact on the Mariners making Ford available?
I would say no, because I think Harry Ford was already extremely available. And I will say it was pretty amazing that they took, look, you don't draft for need in baseball. That said, the Mariners of all teams taking, I think, 3 catchers. I know they also got Grant Jay. I think there was one other one. But Luke Stevenson, that is one. I really like Luke Stevenson. I would never have expected Seattle to spend that pick on him, but clearly they believe he was, the best player on their board. And I think that I don't think it impacts. I guess, sure, because, it's a college catcher who in theory could, get in the upper minors quicker. I don't know. In some other ways you have to consider that you can never have too much catching. But I also think that the Ford situation was already pretty clear, which is that he is absolutely a top trade candidate for better or for worse. I totally understand the people that are going to be hurt if and when they trade him, but his biggest trade value is as a catcher in the major leagues, and that is not going to happen on a regular level with Cal Raleigh, who I don't know if you guys saw. He won the home run derby. Did you guys see that? I think that I don't think it really changes that much. I definitely was intrigued by that pick. I don't think it changes the Ford situation that much.
Hey, how should Mariners fans approach the rest of the season mentally? You have a team that fooled you, right? You get swept by the Yankees, you're down. You sweep the Tigers, you're up. You got the Astros coming up. Stacy pointed out the other day they probably have the 23rd or 24th easiest schedule coming up in the second half. What should be the mental approach watching this team for the rest of the year?
They've shown enough that they do deserve to be taken seriously as one of the likelier teams to end up in one of those 3 wildcard spots, and maybe chase down Houston if Houston starts to have some more issues. But I think that they have to act that way at the deadline. I think that they will act that way at the deadline. I think that the best version of this team is still one of the 5 or 6 best teams in the American League. And while they are flawed, like a lot of these other AL teams in the middle, I think that their ceiling and honestly their floor, I do believe is higher than that middle group of Texas, of Minnesota, of Cleveland, of Kansas City, of the Angels. I think they're above that. Now, I think what becomes more interesting is teams like Boston, right, for how they finished on a 10-game winning streak going into the break. How do you stack up with them? How do you stack up with Tampa Bay? That's what's going to be Toronto, New York. How they compare to those East teams is, I think, going to be really define where they kind of end up and what they're capable of. Obviously, what they showed against the Yankees was not especially encouraging, but I think that was not a small performance what they did against Detroit. So I think they're in it. I think that I think they're going to make it in some form. Do I think they're going to chase down Houston? I don't think so. But I do think that this is a year that with a weaker American League, I think they're going to find their way into the postseason.
Jordan, what have you made of the heater that Randy Arozarena has been on? 9 home runs in his last 13 games, has been a huge force in this lineup. Is that somebody you think can continue to carry that into the season's second half?
Randy is not getting nearly enough love. And this is someone, and I'm saying this is someone who one of the highlights of my week was talking to Brody Hopkins, and who was traded for him, traded to Tampa Bay, was in the Futures game. I think Brody Hopkins is going to be awesome, rooting for that kid, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Randy Arozarena is a freaking star. And, not only does he have, that star power just from an aesthetic perspective and just how it kind of all looks, he's been so productive. And, this is going about as well as you could possibly hope. You're getting one of the best versions that we've seen from him. Sure, he'll never be we're never going to see what he did in October of 2020 ever again. But this is what you hope for. This is why you trade for a guy last year that had multiple years of team control, that he could be this productive. I don't think Randy's getting nearly enough praise for what he's been in this lineup. And as you point out, especially recently, it's a huge difference. We talk about, oh, this lineup's so this is the same thing every year. It's like, no, Randy has not been around. Like, this is a new character that needs to be, I think, appreciated. And if he can keep it going, I think it's a big part of why I think that they have a real chance of making the postseason.
All right, before we get you out of here, Jordan, what you got coming up? Where can the people hear you?
Yeah, so just check out Baseball Barbacast. We recorded late last night after the swing off, where you can hear plenty more about Cal Raleigh, who, again, I don't know if you guys noticed, but did win the home run derby. It was really cool. And Jake, my colleague Jake, wrote a fantastic story, talked to the Raleigh family on the field after the game. I encourage everyone to go check that out, Yahoo Sports. But yeah, second half couldn't go in. We'll have a pod coming out on Friday again. So you can read everything at Yahoo and subscribe to Baseball Barbacast.
All right, it's Yahoo Sports, Jordan Shusterman. Jordan, we appreciate you. Talk to you next week.
Thanks, Jordan.
Yep. Sounds good, guys. See ya.
All right, let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
How geeked out do you think Jordan was at All-Star break?
Oh, he's
baseball heaven. I mean, he is a baseball sicko. That's where you want to be, right?
I can only imagine. And then with baseball, it seems like the vibe is just different.
Yeah.
It's a bit more chill, and guys are more approachable. So I'm sure he's having a great time. That flight from Atlanta is going to be long, though.
Yeah.
Where's he? He's in the Midwest, though.
He's based out of, I believe, Ohio.
Yeah, so he might be all right. It's not as bad as Washington.
First down to you, Bump. What rookie situation is getting even more interesting?
The Bengals, Shamar Stewart is still not signed, and he's getting to a point where he's considering going back to school. He's on campus at Texas A&M right now. He's working out, not working out with the team. If he were to go back to school, there's a way, there's some hoops he has to jump through. But if he were to go back to school, because he hasn't received any money, he can still get some NIL deal. But the Bengals will still have his rights. So they would still sign him next year and try to work out this contract situation. It's almost the best of both worlds for him. He can go back to school, make some money on some NIL stuff, get to the NFL. He's already been drafted, so the Bengals are going to pick him up. We've never seen this before. I think the next 3 or 4 years in the NFL, when it comes to the draft and players trying to manipulate it, is going to be at its highest. We're going to see more guys holding out and trying to manipulate the system. And I don't blame them, because they just want guaranteed money. And with Shamar, it was just he didn't want to go to practice, get hurt, and not be covered. It's as simple as that. And I don't blame him for that. But this situation is getting tricky. Does he go back to school? Does he not? I'm sure the Bengals prefer that he be on the field, because they need defensive players. They still haven't signed Trey Henderson yet. So keep an eye out on the Shamar Stewart situation.
Second down. Bump, we got to show some love to the over 30 crowd, because that's where you and I are. So who are the best wide receivers in the NFL over 30?
There are only 10 signed receivers in the NFL.
Ageism.
30 and up. Come on, man.
Yeah.
We can still get it done. They can. I can't. They can still get it done. So from youngest to oldest, when it comes to 30s, you got Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans, Demarcus Robinson, got Hodge, Diggs, Cooper Kupp, Cooks, Matt Collins, Adams, Devontae Adams, and Thielen. So my number one over 30, I got to go with Tyreek Hill. Didn't have the numbers that a couple of these guys had, but we know the potential that he possesses. Number 2, I got to go Stephon Diggs. I know he's coming off a knee injury. Before that, he had like 4 or 5 consecutive seasons with 1,000 yards. He's getting ready. Him and Cardi B broke up. He's focused now. Let's go get it in New England. Number 3, I got to go with Devontae Adams. He did have 1,000 yards last year. He's in a new situation with the Los Angeles Rams. I believe Sean McVay is going to use him appropriately. You got Puka Nacua helping him out over there. And then, of course, Matthew Stafford, who was on the NFL's top 10 list when it comes to quarterbacks. Even though he only threw 20 touchdowns and 9 interceptions, we all respect Matthew Stafford's game. I got to go with Devontae Adams at number 3. All right? Okay, number 4, I got to go with Mike Evans. AI hasn't projected to go for another 1,000 yards. All right, whatever that means.
Reality has him projected to go for another 1,000 too.
Every year he goes for $1,000.
I think he's done 11 straight seasons.
Yeah, I think
that?
just tied Jerry Rice. One more, and he has the record. And it's crazy. He tied Jerry Rice on like the very last play of the season.
That's right.
And Baker Mayfield got him the football. Big ups to Baker Mayfield. Mike Evans is still doing the thing. And then number 5 coming in, I got Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp, man, he still got it. I think he has 700 to 800 yards left in him. He turns 32 this year. It is crazy to me that there are only 10 signed wideouts in the league over 30. I thought we were better than that. Give these guys opportunities. Cooper Kupp represent for the 30 and over club this year with the Seattle Seahawks.
It's funny you mention just the names that are over 30 at the wide receiver position. They're all super accomplished too. Like you're not getting to play wide receiver in the NFL over the age of 30 unless you are a capital D dude. And all of those guys have accomplished a ton. They've all won Super Bowls. They've all been all pro guys. Like, yeah, it's rare to see.
How about Adam Thielen? 34, still in the game. Still in the game. I like that.
Third down. Bump, what can the absence of Nick Emanwuri and Elijah Arroyo do for the Seahawks?
Well, it provides opportunity. Not opportunity in the sense that someone's going to take their spot. I don't think the fourth receiver on the depth chart, Eric Subert, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, sir, is going to take a Royal spot. I don't think at the safety position they're looking at who they got over there, AJ Finley or Jarek Reed, and saying they're going to play over Nicky Emanwuri. But it gives these guys opportunities to show the coach what they can do. If you do need a backup to the backup, I can be your guy. You get reps. When I was in the NFL and a guy went down, I felt bad for him. That's all jacked up. But then I perked up and I realized I'm going to have an opportunity. I might get 6 to 8 more reps at practice now to show these coaches what I can do. That's the way these guys have to look at it. Oh, Nick, you take your time. You can hold out. Arroyo, hold out. Take your time, get your money. But it provides opportunity for other guys to show what they can do. When they come back, they will be inserted as the number 2 or number 3, wherever they are, just like they were prior to this. But it provides more reps. So take advantage of this opportunity if you are backing these guys up.
Fourth down. Bump, why should the group of currently unsigned second-round players continue their holdout?
Hold out. Hold out. Now, I'm sorry, Seahawks. I'm employed by you. I understand that, but I'm talking as a player, not as a Seahawk employee, okay? As a player, these guys have to hold out. And the reason why you hold out is because now you set the tone for second rounders after you, right? Someone had to have the first lockout in the league. Someone had to have the first holdout when it comes to training camp. There's always a group or a person that sets the tone when it comes to that. You guys have this opportunity right here. When I looked up the guys who are not signed or holding out in the second round, I thought there'd be like 5 or 10 guys. No, there are 30 guys holding out. They're all on the same group chat, and they're saying, you better not go. You better not go. Don't blink. Don't flinch. You stay strong. So for the greater good of the second rounders to come after you, they have to. They got to hold tight. Who's going to be the first one to break, or are all these guys going to get exactly what they want and get these guaranteed contracts? Interesting. What do you think happens? Do you think Nick and Arroyo sign without a guaranteed contract?
At this point, no. I think they've dug their heels in. And there's no real, other than, getting some much needed practice time, there's not really an incentive for them to show up to camp without a deal.
Yeah.
So I think John Schneider might have to get a little uncomfortable here and do something he's never done.
Schneider, you're going to mix it up, Schneider. What are you going to do? I'm interested, man. But you're not the only one dealing with this. Yeah. Teams all across the league are dealing with the same thing. So we shall wait and see. I'm looking for a post that shows Arroyo and Nick Emanwuri landing at SeaTac and getting picked up.
That'd be very encouraging.
That'd be encouraging. All right, we got lots more to do when we come back. The timeline is Nick Saban gearing up for return to coaching, and also Rob Manfred's legacy. What does it look like? Alex Rodriguez has some thoughts on that. That's coming up next here on the Bump and Stacy Show.
The clack of the cleats, the sounds of summer drifting off Lake Washington. These sounds of summer are the prelude to the symphony of fall and winter. Football season is coming. Just 7 days until Seahawks training camp begins.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by The Landing in Renton.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Was drafted in 1999 by the Philadelphia 76ers, and that was just absolutely a dream come true.
Todd's playing in the NBA is unique. His battle with neuropathy is not.
I first started noticing problems a couple of years into my NBA career, and I felt like my sock was just balled up right in the arch of my foot, and there'd be areas of burning and tingling, and then there'd be other areas of deadness where there would be no response to touch. We tried everything possible, from surgery to different drugs, to try and take care of some of the symptoms.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, non-drug, pain-free procedures that have helped thousands of neuropathy sufferers find relief.
Now I'm able to spend more time doing the things that I enjoy, being on my feet.
If you experience numbness, shooting, or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Summer is the time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or tan. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your very own hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. They are the team that addressed my hair loss, and I recommend them to everyone. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event is on for a limited time. So get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and make the call now while their summer savings event is still on. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Do you find yourself searching the medicine cabinet for pills and sprays during allergy season? How about having to buy one more medication when the season hits? I'm Dr. Ryan Stern with the Stern Sinus Center. We offer a solution that will save you time, money, and frustration. Ryanair is a simple, minimally invasive procedure that significantly reduces postnasal drip and stuffiness. We're taking new patients in Federal Way and in Auburn. Come see us. Book your appointment at sternsinus.com.
Crank up the hits and bring on the boom. It's 80s fireworks night at T-Mobile Park. Get ready for a totally tubular show this Friday, presented by T-Mobile. The Mariners face off against the division rival Astros at 7:10. And after the game, the sky will light up to the sound of your favorite 80s jams. Big hits on the field and more big hits after dark.
Grand slam! Julio takes it deep and clears them off.
Mariners baseball, fireworks, and hair metal? Sounds like a rad night. Lock in your seats now at Mariners.com and check out what else is on deck at the ballpark this summer, including 3 straight value games against the Brewers, July 21st through 23rd, and the next Mariners fireworks show on August 1st.
Goodbye, baseball. He does it again. Home runs in 3 consecutive games. Cal Raleigh, the big dumper.
Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
The home of the Mariners.
Left off to center. It is on its way. Julio, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
This is Steve Ahmed, president of Pacific Power Batteries. We know that customers like to buy from nice people who we generally like and trust. We don't consciously buy from a corporation, a jingle, or a logo, but it's the little things, like knowing about batteries, how they work, and why they don't work. Maybe it's just a smile from Noe, or Brandon, or Jennifer, or even Travis. Ha! At Pacific Power Batteries, we do our best to hire and train good people so you can trust them. So come on in and put us to the test.
You've heard the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Since 1926, my family's been helping local businesses make great first, second, and long-term impressions. We know how to make your company look good with quality uniforms, logoed apparel, floor mats, linens, and more. If you're paying for linen service or doing it yourself, let's have the conversation. The information and quote are free, but the savings and service can really add up. Visit SUPlinen.com. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do.
You're free now. Free to stream beyond your wildest dreams.
Rom-coms, slasher-coms, space operas.
Free to fill your feed with impossibly chonky chonkers.
Cats, corgis, babies on demand.
Free to make your smart devices do silly things.
Bowl of chips on the Robo-Vacuum.
Free to open a world of remote work and Gametopia.
Who's the boss now?
Free to be everything you imagine. That's how it feels to have Quantum Fiber Internet. Your world unleashed. Learn more at quantumfiber.com.
Limited availability, service in select locations only.
This is The Timeline.
With Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
This is the timeline on the Bump and Stacy show. Open up your app, X. Get on the timeline. You might see some of the stuff that we are talking about. This first one is interesting to me. Nick Saban, is he gearing up for a return to coaching? ESPN analyst, former Alabama QB, Greg McElroy, did I say that right, Curtis?
That's it, yeah.
Says he's heard from someone that Saban might be returning to the game.
Very much in the know person that I have a lot of respect for and have spent a lot of time around and just really, really admire. They seem to think Nick Saban's not done coaching. I had a similar reaction, but he's pretty adamant that he thinks Nick Saban will be coaching again.
That's what football does to you. Coaching in general, right? You take a few years off and
like,
you
man,
think the
get that
grass is
itch.
greener. You start doing what I do. You know what I do? I start watching film like I'm preparing for a game. Like every week when the Hawks play or a college game that I'm covering, I'm watching film as if I'm trying to beat the other team. What am I going to do? And then you show up to the game and you have no effect on what's going on. You have no control over it. You're like, man, I would have done this. I would have done that. And that's me. Now we're talking about one of the greatest coaches ever to do it.
Right.
What do you think? He would come back to the NFL game or do you think he goes back to the college game? He's 73, by the way.
Yeah, and I think he burned so many bridges in the NFL that I don't know if that ever happens again. If he does come back to the college game, he instantly becomes the biggest name available to any school. And if I'm Alabama, I don't think you pull the plug right away on Kalen DeBoer and bring back Nick Saban. That buyout money would be a steep price to pay at this point in his tenure there in Alabama. But like McElroy played for Saban. He is now a pretty high up ESPN college football analyst. So like I don't think he's a hot take guy. At least I've never known him to be that. So maybe there is something to this. The other soundbite from SEC Media Days that got people talking was Lane Kiffin, who was an assistant under Nick Saban, was asked if he thinks Saban is done coaching or not. Here's what Kiffin had to say.
I wouldn't be surprised. I kind of always thought that was going to happen. I kind of thought it would happen after 1 year. And I say that just because even seeing recent stuff with him and talking to him on the phone, at first I have no knowledge that he's coming back. I don't think anybody does. He's so sharp still. I almost feel like it's a waste that he's not. No disrespect to the media and what you guys do, but his ability to coach players and change lives in that, and he's so good at it. I just think he'll be back, whether that's NFL or college.
I wonder if Saban got the itch from being at all these campuses with College Game Day every single Saturday. I mean, this was his first season out of the game, and he's still at every stadium on a Saturday. And if he wasn't at the College Game Day location, he was usually in a box at Alabama's home stadium watching games. So, like you said, when you are at a game and you don't have an impact on how it can be won or lost, like I would imagine that is tough for somebody like him who seemed like a pretty big control freak during his time on the sidelines. He's 73 though.
73 them things.
At that point in your life, like how much more can you give to the game? Especially when I think a big reason why he got out in the first place was the whole NIL stuff, and he just didn't want to have to deal with that aspect of college football. Now, as we've seen through many programs across the country, they've hired GMs to handle all that stuff. You've Andrew Luck at Stanford, Ron Rivera at Cal. I forget who else is in those kinds of positions across the country, but yeah, maybe you kind of leave that portion of what college football is today to somebody else, and you just focus on your X's and O's.
Yeah, that's the thing, because he was tasked with that, right?
Yeah.
You got to recruit, you got to allocate money, you got to deal with boosters and all that good stuff. So it looks like college football could be finally taking some type of form or shape when it comes to this whole thing. There's still some things that need to be done. Contracts, in my opinion, at least get these guys a couple of years and change the transfer portal window. Little things like that can clean this thing up. It's not all going to happen in 1 year, but a coach is coach, man. And as fun as being an analyst is, I've been on both sides. I'm an analyst during the regular season. I didn't coach last year because I wanted to focus on that and my kids. And I get the itch. And this is at the high school level. So I can imagine what it's like for our guy, Nick Saban. So we'll see. He's 73. He got that Pete Carroll 73 in him. He's ready. He's still ready to coach.
He's still got that pep in his.
Still got that pep. All right, next up on the timeline. What will Rob Manfred's legacy be when he retires as MLB commissioner in 2029? Alex Rodriguez thinks he deserves the game's highest honor.
I'm a big Rob Manfred fan, and I think he deserves a lot of credit. Little single-handedly, I mean, with the changes he's made the last 2 or 3 years to really save our game, he probably belongs in Cooperstown.
Our baseball guy.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
That is a strong take from A-Rod for sure. I wonder if that's coming from Alex Rodriguez trying to butter up MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred so that he also can maybe one day have a place in Cooperstown, even though the voting has not gone A-Rod's way so far since he's been on the ballot. Look, has the pitch clock been a benefit to baseball? Yes. Has the extra innings changes in the regular season ultimately been for the better? I think so. I would make them a positive, but there's just been a lot that has gone on in Rob Manfred's tenure as commissioner that it's hard to look past, and just how he didn't really punish the Astros a lot for the sign stealing scandal after the 2017 season, how there was a lockout in 2022. I think the A's relocation to Vegas is a black eye on his tenure as commissioner. There's just, I don't know if the negatives outweigh the positives. I do think that ultimately, I think every MLB commissioner does get voted into Cooperstown in one way or another. I think Bud Selig is in, and his tenure was littered with controversy.
Right.
I also think, reinstating Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson, that's going to be something that, people, whether you felt it was right or not, and whether he reinstated him posthumously was the right move or not. I just think it's too early to crown Rob Manfred in that way. And then also there's the comments like, calling the World Series trophy a hunk of metal when it's like, that's what you play for. That's the most important thing that you play for in all of baseball. I'm not a Manfred fan. And even though he has done some good for the game, I just don't know if what the controversies that he has had follow him, if they've outweighed the good that's come.
Yeah, that's the tough part about it. And then just the way Alex Rodriguez talks about it, it sounds like he's trying to set himself up. There's always something he can benefit from.
An ulterior motive.
Yeah. So, well, good luck with that. We shall see. You guys text in. Let us know what you think. Is Manfred, should he be in Cooperstown? Last one before we get out of here. Rays first-round draft pick Daniel Pierce aced his workout with the Tampa Bay Rays under less than ideal circumstances. His luggage was lost in his flight to Tampa. He only had his glove and sneakers with him. Oh, no. Pierce still managed to impress enough despite the circumstances for the Rays to take him with the 14th pick. You know what they said? Listen, adversity. He handled adversity.
Adapt and overcome.
And he was a pro out there. I mean, that is impressive, man. You just got sneakers out there. You got no grip. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. And then mentally, you've been on trips, I'm sure, where your luggage is lost or delayed. And we were just talking about timing, and now your timing's all jacked up. I mean, for him to handle it, it's a good trait, I would say.
Grown man move there.
Yeah, grown man move.
Boy. Have you ever tried to play baseball without cleats on?
Yes.
It's impossible to get grip.
Impossible.
I don't know how he handled that infield, shagging balls. I don't know how he was able to do that in just his regular shoes, but he did it well enough to impress the Rays, and the Rays were like, yeah, we'll use a first-round pick on you. So Good on that youngster.
Do your thing, Daniel Pierce. Adversity. Get through it, kids.
There you go.
I don't want to hear you crying about you not have cleats. This guy got drafted. Didn't work out without cleats. All right. All right, coming up next, man, we talked about this a lot. There are a lot of guys holding out in the second round. 30 draft picks, to be exact, are holding out in the second round. You got 2 over here in Seattle. John Schneider, is it time that he changes the way he does business when it comes to dealing with these rookies? We'll talk about that next on the Bump and Stacy Show.
The clack of the cleats. The sounds of summer drifting off Lake Washington. These sounds of summer are the prelude to the symphony of fall and winter. Football season is coming. Just 7 days until Seahawks training camp begins.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by The Landing in Renton.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
This week's First Mark Challenge victory, well, it goes to Mike. Hey, Mike, why did you call First Mark Insurance?
My wife and I moved here from New York City and found this great guy. It got pricey, but because he was good to us over the years, we stayed loyal to him. But then one day I got an increase that was quite unacceptable. So I made one phone call. I didn't do any shopping. My wife told me to call First Mark.
Mike, were they able to save you and your family money?
Oh, yes. It was over $100 a month.
What would you tell others they can expect when they call First Mark?
The most competitive pricing that you can find. And they had terrific customer service. Even if you're on the phone with them, you can tell they have a smile on their face, so you can tell they love what they're doing.
Do you wish you would have made that call earlier?
I was just kicking myself as you were speaking because I didn't do it sooner.
Well, you just heard. Mike did it. My family did it. You got to do it, too. It's totally free. Take the First Mark Challenge. See how much they can save you and how much better your coverage will get. Maybe you will be our next First Mark Challenge victory. Just go to firstmarkinsurance.com. That's firstmarkinsurance.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that. And third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales Event, going on right now through July 20th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales Event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder. The Bump and Stacy Show is powered in part each day by the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com.
Between his hobbies and decades of work in a boatyard, Philip had put his body through a lot.
I'm an avid fly fisherman and an avid skier. It takes its toll.
Not to mention one other thing.
I had a near-fatal motorcycle accident. Absolutely obliterated my lower left leg again.
Philip couldn't live with the pain anymore, so he decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
Listening to all these radio spots, I said, what do I got to lose?
What was your experience like with Dr. Wagner?
What I was so impressed with Mark about is that how often you have a surgery like this, and the guy calls you the next day to see how you're doing. I can't say enough good things about the guy, honestly.
And how are you feeling now?
I have no pain, none. Zero.
Wow. So would you recommend stem cell therapy to others?
I'm a fan, believe me. I'd recommend it to anybody.
Before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
This is my life. This is my family's life. The people that work here, they're my family. When something's not right with them, it's not right with us.
We get notifications every time we get a review. And I said, how do you not let it eat you up? Sometimes I feel so responsible. And his answer was, I just look at it as an opportunity. We need that feedback to learn and to do better. I'm grateful for the feedback.
Big part of sales is the relationship aspect. People want to do business with someone they can trust, who's a real person. They don't feel like you're just going after their money. And when you take the time to get to know them, get to know their needs, not be a car salesman, but be a consultant, then they feel more comfortable with you, and the experience is better on both sides.
It's not about closing deals. It's about opening relationships, helping people make the right choice. The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Rookies are reporting all across the country. It's time to sign in, check in, and get ready for this NFL season. And the Seahawks rookies showed up today. But there were a couple that were missing. That just happened to be second-round draft picks. And teams all across the country are dealing with the same issue, right? Guys don't want to show up because they want that guaranteed money. You know what NFL stands for, right?
Not for long.
Not for long. And they understand that. I've ran some numbers earlier in the show. For an example, when it comes to second-round draft picks, last year you got Cooper DeJean, who had the best rookie ranking out of all the DBs of last year. He signed for $9.28 million with $7.5 guaranteed. Not a fully guaranteed contract, but most of it. Then you got Higgins this year, a wideout out of Ohio State, or Iowa State, I should say. He signed for 4 years, $11.7 million. He got everything guaranteed. Typically, teams guarantee 50 to 80%. So with Higgins and that LB from UCLA with Cleveland getting fully guaranteed contracts, everyone else is looking and saying, hold on, I'm worth that as well. You got Nicky McWarry who's holding out. You have Arroyo who's holding out as well. Yesterday, we spoke to Bill Barnwell, and he has a theory of what teams should do when it comes to these second-round picks.
At the end of the day, it just seems so stupid to me. I mean, these are guys who, they're already on bargain deals relative to what veterans make. I know they don't all hit, but the ones who do hit are such bargains that it's worth it. I mean, NFL teams pay millions of dollars when they get an opportunity to trade basically for a second, third, fourth round pick as part of a salary dump. Clearly, they see it as being significantly valuable. Guaranteeing a little bit more money to get your guy in camp seems like a really logical and simple thing to me, but certainly it feels like there's maybe outside factors impacting that.
And it's always easier when you're spending someone else's money, too.
Sure.
I say, yeah, sign him. Just get him into camp. Well,
it's not my problem.
Let's get her done. Let's get her done. Do you think the Hawks should kind of buy into this and just say, listen, let's pay these guys and get them here?
I think the most important thing is getting these guys in camp. And the quickest way to do that is to give them the contract that they're looking for now. The ramifications of that stretch far and wide. Like it is all of a sudden this now becomes the expectation of all second round picks is that you're going to get a fully guaranteed contract over 4 years, which is great for financial stability. It's great for, probably taking some of the pressure off of these guys that, in years past when you didn't perform well or got hurt or whatever in year one and year two of your deal, and teams are kind of like, I don't know if we want to keep them around for the duration of this contract, then you could, peace out or they could cut you whenever they felt like it. Now it gives teams less incentive to cut you because they're going to owe you more in terms of guaranteed salary. This is far different than how the Seahawks have ever handled any sort of contract negotiation, really, because the only money they ever guarantee in these deals is usually in year one. Very rarely do they guarantee anybody out to a fourth year, and especially a rookie, because as we know, Eamon Worry and Arroyo have never set foot on an NFL field before. So how can you project what a rookie's going to be like in year 4 of a deal when you don't even know what they're going to be like in year 1?
Yeah, that's the tough part is you're hoping it all works out. Most NFL careers are about 3.5 years anyway. And so most of these guys aren't going to work out. But how important is it to you to get them into camp so you can kind of acclimate them into your offense, your defense, and see what they're capable of doing? It's crazy. What NFL free agency started, in 93, I want to say?
It's about 30 years.
About 30 years later, now we're talking about second-rounders getting fully guaranteed contracts. And I'm for it, honestly, because football is just a dangerous sport, and you're going to get hurt. It's just a matter of when, and not if, just when. I was in there, I had a cup of tea in NFL, and I got hurt. So I understand why guys want this financial security. I also understand why owners and GMs don't want to pay these guys fully guaranteed contracts because they want financial flexibility when it comes to their salary and all that good stuff. But if they stay firm, they hold tight, and none of these guys sign, GMs have to just give in and give them their money.
I would think so. And you mentioned the importance of these guys and what they're, being tasked with as Seahawks. Like, there's big expectations for Eamon Worry this season. There's big expectations for Arroyo. These two guys are expected to come in and contribute and potentially become starters maybe by the end of the season. You don't take a guy in the second round without thinking that one day he might become a starter. Like, these two guys are going to be asked to do probably more than most rookies, more than most of these second-round picks. And obviously they got to look out for themselves here in this situation. And not just that, but they're also doing this for the rest of the players union. They're doing this for all the, the collusion back and forth that we've been hearing over the last few weeks. When it came to all those guaranteed contracts the quarterbacks are getting stemming from the Deshaun Watson deal. Like, if Eamon Worry does not stick to his guns here, then I don't know if you're ever going to see guaranteed contracts for the rest of this rookie class past pick 34 here with Higgins in Houston. And I think the Seahawks, if they get Eamon Worry signed and maybe give him a fully guaranteed contract, then that passes the buck to Cleveland at pick 36, trying to find something with Quinshon Judkins. I think if you're the Seahawks, you bite the bullet, you sign Nick Eamon Worry to a fully guaranteed deal, and then put that onus on Cleveland to be like, okay, you already signed one of your second-round picks to a fully guaranteed deal. Let's see you do it again, especially one that has a lot of character concerns stemming from an incident that happened last week. So maybe that's the route the Seahawks go, in that you decide something on Eamon Worry, wait a little bit, and then see what other teams do with their guys, and then address something with Arroyo.
I look at a situation in New Orleans like Tyler Shuck, right? He's holding out as well. He was the 40th pick in the draft. That's in the second round, and he's part of that group that's holding out. If Tyler Shuck does not sign and New Orleans doesn't want to go that route, they got Spencer Rattler and Jake Heener over there. We've already seen that show. We've seen it happen before. Spencer Rattler was probably overdrafted just because of the class he was in. Him from Oklahoma. Where you go to Texas Tech after that? Who he transferred to?
Yeah, Oregon, Texas Tech, then Louisville.
Yeah. And then you got Jake Heener, was at Fresno State, I want to say, and then transferred to UCLA.
Formerly at UW. Then went to Fresno State, nearly transferred back to UW, then stuck around at Fresno State.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's your situation over there. I think Tyler Shuck is in a great situation. So we'll see how this thing unfolds, man. I think that this is probably a bigger moment in NFL history than people really understand. Because if you've dealt with anyone who's been in the NFL or just followed the NFL, you know that these guys don't play for long. and second-round contracts are never guaranteed. So all it took was one or two guys to get their paper, and everyone else is on board. And also, the agents have a lot to do with this as well. They're the ones who have the biggest influence on this situation because they're talking to their clients, and they're either telling them to stand strong, to hold and not give in, or maybe we should just take this 90% guaranteed contract. Like, how close can they get before someone taps in and says, okay, I'll take that. I'll take 90%. I'll take 90%.
Yeah. I think if you're the Seahawks and you are trying to do something maybe a little bit different than what you've done, but also don't want to fully guarantee that money to Nicky Mamori, maybe you bring up what you did with Derek Hall and how they were able to give him a little bit more later on in his contract and still feel comfortable about the deal that he signed. I mean, these are – luckily we've got an expert on all this contract lingo and you know, having to deal with the NFL owners and NFL front offices and Joe Corry, because these are a lot of questions that I think a lot of people are having right now.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of questions for it. And if you guys have questions about this whole situation while we're talking to Joe, make sure you get your questions in 866-979-3776. So that's what's coming up next. We're going to talk to CBS Sports cap expert Joe Corry on the Emerald Queen Sportsbook Casino Hotline. That's next. It's the Bump Station Show.
He called it 20 years ago.
I'm the home run derby champ.
And as he always does, the Big Dumper delivered.
The Big Dumper is your home run derby champion.
Congratulations, Cal Raleigh.
I just can't believe it won. It's unbelievable.
We can't wait for the second half of the Season of Cal on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
What'd you say? I'm the man. Oh, yeah.
Dave Wyman here for Harley Exteriors. When you hear Harley Exteriors, I want you to think windows manufactured right here in Washington and specifically designed for our Pacific Northwest homes and climate. These are the windows you want. They look absolutely stunning, much better than a traditional vinyl window, and they're going to lower your energy bills and provide year-round comfort. They also come with a double lifetime, fully transferable warranty, meaning not only are you covered for glass breaking or damaged seals, it's going to help your resale and home value. These windows last up to 60 years. Harley Exteriors is making these windows affordable with options like 0 payments and 0 interest up to 12 months for qualified buyers. In July, Harley Exteriors is offering 50% off basic installation, no payments, no interest for 12 months, and an additional $200 off your project. Think Harley Exteriors for windows, doors, and more right here in the Puget Sound. Call 833-HARLEY or just go to harleyexteriors.com.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health. It's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Need a new roof now? With State Roofing and Exteriors, you can get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. That's right. Protect your home now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Upgrade your heat pump or air conditioner right now and save up to 25% during Home Comfort Alliance Warehouse Clearance Sale. All remaining 2024 heat pumps and air conditioners are now up to 25% off. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com today.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life.
Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying forwarded. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Let's go!
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Storm take on Golden State in their last game before the WNBA All-Star break. The game is getting underway right now at Climate Pledge Arena. The MLB All-Star Game went to its first ever swing-off. Kyle Schwarber steals the show, going 3 for 3 en route to winning the MVP. And the Kraken released their 2025-26 schedule today. They'll start this season at home on October 9th against the Anaheim Ducks.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
This is the Bump and Stacy Show. We got Curtis Rogers filling in for Stacy Ross. I'm still here, and now we are joined by CBS Sports Cap expert Joel Corry. Joel, how we doing?
Doing great. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. We're having an interesting conversation with our listeners on the text lines and between ourselves just about the second rounders. 30 of them holding out, saying, no, we won't go to camp unless we have these guaranteed contracts. What does that do? We got a lot of people on our text line saying this is dangerous, guaranteed contracts. How does this affect one's cap, and is it a big deal, or do you feel like this can easily be done if, say, all teams said, you know what, let's just give these guys their money and move on?
That's oversimplifying the issue. It's not everybody's going to get fully guaranteed contracts. It's how much incremental progress can be made from last year. You didn't have anyone who had a fully guaranteed contract last year. The second pick got a fully guaranteed contract from the Texans, and the first pick from Cleveland got one. The big issue is agents are allowed to compare notes, collude, so to speak. Teams can't, although we know from the collusion decision that there's something going on with teams, to put it lightly. But number 8 is the problem, Tyler Shuck, quarterback. He's expected to win the starting job. His agents know this. They want a fully guaranteed contract at number 8. All the other agents know, in between 2 and 8, know this. So they want to see if he gets a fully guaranteed contract, because if number 8 gets one, then the ones in between 2 and 8 have more ammunition to get one. The ones after that want to see if they can make more progress in getting more of their fourth year, if any at all, guaranteed, or more in their third year being fully guaranteed. Because if you go down the round, you start having no guarantees in the third year. Last year, the last player which had any money amount guaranteed in the third year was number 12, Jackson Powers Johnson. The last person last year to have any money guaranteed, and it was 2.4% of his 2.49% of his fourth year salary, was Max Melton, number 11 with the Cardinals. So it's not that everyone's trying to get fully guaranteed contracts. They're trying to make more progress, and the holdup is number 8, Tyler Shuck.
Now, Joel, one of those picks that is prior to Shuck at pick 40 is Quinshon Judkins of the Browns, who has found himself in quite a bit of legal trouble here within the last week. Is that going to throw a wrench into all these other second rounders, maybe between where Nicky Manwuri was taken at 35 and pick 39? Because I mean, if you're the Browns, obviously, and you've got that legal situation hanging over one of your second-round picks, I would imagine that's going to complicate matters.
Yeah, it is going to complicate things for him. You're going to have to throw him out of the equation for everyone else. So he might have a different structure because of his legal problems. Although, if I'm the agent, I would still be pushing from the guaranteed contract from this standpoint. Give me the full guaranteed contract. He's probably going to get suspended anyway, and the guarantees are going to void, so what does it matter? I don't think that's going to be a persuasive argument, though.
There's still one unsigned first-rounder, Shamar Stewart. I've read articles saying maybe there's a loophole where he goes back to Texas A&M for a year. The Bengals still hold his rights. What's the latest on that situation?
Well, actually, that's today's article on CBS, which isn't out yet, which is on his situation. I'm not even considering that as being a realistic possibility. What it's coming down to is Cincinnati wants to tighten up the language on the guarantees to make it clear that any breach will void all remaining guarantees in the contract. The agent, Stewart's camp, wants the language as is, which was in Marius Mims, the first-round picks contract, last year. They didn't make the change with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins this year. What really matters with all these addendums is basically what the team's conventions are. It doesn't matter if everyone else around the league has a certain policy, and there isn't uniform or standard voting language for guarantees. There's some differences between one team to another. For example, with the Dallas Cowboys and their first-round picks and rookie contracts, there are instances where your guarantees will void for a fine. That's unusual. In the Falcons contracts, there isn't any language about saying disparaging remarks about the team or the coaching staff or the front office voting guarantees. That's in a lot of other teams' contracts. It's in the Bengals. So if you want, I can understand the point that the agent's trying to make. On principle, he's right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you want this language change to make it clearer, give me something in return. One thing they could do is give him a better signing bonus payout. The last 3 first-round picks, the signing bonus has been half upon execution, half in December. You have to give him – there has to be some sort of trade-off if you want this language. You already had a problem with this guy in the whole situation because he didn't sign the participation agreement that draft picks typically sign before their contract is completed. He wanted more protection than what the Bengals offer in their language. They wouldn't change it. In that case, they were going with last year's language was good. So they're trying to have it both ways. Last year's language was good for the participation agreement, but last year's language is not good for the voiding of the guarantees.
Joel, how much do you think the Players Association is in the ears of these unsigned second-round picks? As we know, the collusion case that was uncovered by Mike Florio and Pablo Torre a couple weeks ago has been at the forefront of all sorts of NFL conversation. Do you think that is impacting these negotiations amongst the unsigned second-round picks?
That happens every year. The NFLPA always communicates with the agents. That's permissible. It is not permissible for teams to communicate with each other with ongoing negotiations. So John Snyder could not call up Andrew Berry and compare notes from, we've got the third pick, you got the fourth pick, what are you going to do? There's also nothing preventing David Mulligetta, who represents your first second-round pick, from calling up Todd France, who represents the player right behind him, or calling any other agent who's in the vicinity and seeing what their plan is or what they're going to do. You can have solidarity among agents in these negotiations. It's collusion if there's solidarity among the teams.
Were you surprised with the contract that Sauce Gardner got?
No, I always thought that if he was going to sign a contract at any point for an extension, he was going to be the highest paid cornerback. The one that surprised me was Derek Stingley, because it was a huge jump. Last year you had Patrick Surtain at $24 million per year, which broke the stagnation with the cornerback market. Then J.C. Horn went to 25 early in the offseason and jumped to 30. I know Sauce Gardner didn't play as well as he did in his first 2 years last year, but if you're going to get a deal done, he was always going to be the highest paid corner.
Joel, the class of 2022 is eligible for extensions. We saw the Seahawks exercise Charles Cross's fifth-year option, but Boye Mafe, Ken Walker, Abe Lucas, Kobe Bryant, Reek Woolen, all those guys don't have anything beyond this season guaranteed. So I guess my question is, are you surprised we have not seen the Seahawks be active in trying to extend any of those guys?
Well, Woolen had his best year in his first year, so he's kind of going backwards in the trajectory. So they may want to wait, although he's got tremendous size. Charles Cross, I wouldn't advise him to do a deal right now because his best contract will probably come in the option year. I look at him as a ascending player. I would be looking for other developments to occur for offensive tackles. I expect Rashawn Slater to become the first $30 million per year offensive lineman some point before the regular season starts. Then next year, I'm assuming Laramie Tunsil is going to keep doing what he always does. He'll be in a contract year, and he'll reset the market as well. So there is no incentive for Charles Cross to go right now.
There are about 10 to 12 wide receivers signed right now that are 30 and older. And there are a couple more still out there, names that a lot of people are familiar with. You got Keenan Allen, Nelson Aguilar, you got Jamison Crowder, Amari Cooper. Do you expect any of these guys to get picked up?
Yeah, they will at some point. With older vets, after a certain point, you're waiting to see how other situations are. You really don't want to go to training camp as an older vet. You know how to prepare to get ready for the season. You know when you need to get in. So whether that's the middle of August, right around the cut down date, or some point in between, that's when you'll want to sign. Maybe there's an injury that occurs where a team has a bigger needed receiver, or some team looks at their receivers and they go, well, we need more help than we thought we did after the first part of training camp and maybe the first preseason game. None of these guys are going to sign for big money. I once had a out-of-work client during the preseason. There was an older vet. He wanted me to slow down negotiations. I had to keep throwing roadblocks into it so he wouldn't reach an agreement because he wanted another 2 weeks before he was ready to sign. I kept advising him that this could go away. His attitude was, if this team won't be patient or they need to sign someone else, I'll get a job. So that may be the philosophy with some of these guys, that they know they're going to get a job and they're just waiting until they're going to go on their own terms, particularly if it's not going to be the type of money they're used to making.
Joel, what did you make of the Seahawks kind of planting their flag this offseason in their negotiations with Geno Smith and DK Metcalf, basically drawing the line in the sand saying we won't go past this number. And then obviously those two situations end up with guys playing on other teams. What did you make of the Seahawks standing firm in kind of the price that they're willing to pay in those positions?
Well, the roster bonus kind of forced your hand with Geno Smith that if you were going to do a deal, you'd want to do it before the roster bonus became due. And also, if you weren't, you wanted to trade him. I understood his position that I want out of here if you guys are drawing a line in the sand. From my understanding, is Metcalf wanted out just as much as Seattle didn't want to pay him, so that seemed to work out well for them. Hopefully, Darnold is an upgrade at quarterback. You've got Milroe waiting in the wings in case last year was an anomaly for Darnold. I call that more of a lateral move at quarterback, and we'll see how much Cooper Kupp has left, how much gas he has left in the tank.
Hendrickson and Watt still unsigned. These guys are both, 30 years of age. Hendrickson 17 and a half sacks last year. Watt was in double digits as well. Is the holdup simply just because they're older and they want more money? And how do you foresee this thing ending up?
Well, it seems like those aren't the only two players where having 3 as the first digit in your age is an issue. That's also a problem in Washington with Terry McLaurin. But Hendrickson in particular, 35 sacks past 2 years, more than anyone else, isn't showing any signs of slowing down. They allowed him to shop himself for a trade, didn't like what they could get in return. The danger with that is if he also starts getting an idea what other teams are willing to pay him, then he's going to expect that if it's favorable from the Bengals. My understanding is they don't want to make a longer-term commitment. All these guys can rightfully say, I'm not falling off of a cliff. I'm still playing at a high level, so age isn't really a concern with me. Teams don't necessarily look at it that way. I have more confidence in T.J. Watt getting a deal done at some point before the regular season starts than Trey Hendrickson, just because the Bengals can sometimes take a I don't care attitude, and I say that because years ago they didn't care if Carson Palmer retired. They were letting him sit at home until Jason Campbell got hurt and the Raiders needed a quarterback.
He is CBS Sports cap expert Joel Corry. Joel, we appreciate your time, man.
Joel, thank you.
All right, thanks for having me, guys.
All righty. Joel Corry. The J and the K jacks me up. Joel Corry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You combined it. Jory,
yeah. That's his nickname. All right.
Joel's the man. He knows so much about this stuff.
For real. Ask him anything, and he's got you covered. We've had him on a few times, and always knowledgeable. Joel Corry, man. Appreciate you. All right, let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
First headline, Adam Silver says the NBA will take a harder look at expansion but gave no concrete answers on an expected timeline. What's the real headline?
Real headline, this press conference could have been an email.
Yeah, just email that thing.
Yeah.
You can text me that, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think you needed to bring every NBA media member to Las Vegas and hold this press conference saying, oh, yeah, we've got a committee, but this is only day one. We haven't really looked into this, and we're just kind of exploring right now. It's not a step backward. I did see a lot of Sonics fans that were like, oh, well, this means nothing. And it's like, no, I don't think it means nothing. It just doesn't mean everything. It is just the NBA acknowledging that expansion is a real possibility. I think this is also Adam Silver just trying to buy time in order to get the necessary number of NBA owners on his side to make this thing happen. I think Adam Silver in his heart of hearts wants expansion. I just don't know if the other 30 NBA owners are all on board with it.
They spent more time ordering drinks and appetizers.
I think so.
Than they did on this issue. Like, listen, guys, it's gonna happen. We have to talk about it. All right, I brought you guys here. Food's in the back. Let's get reacquainted, get to know each other again. but there's no rush for this whole thing. Oh yeah, they're gonna take their time, man. It's been a long time since there was a team here in Seattle. Seattle and Las Vegas obviously seem like the cities where there should be basketball teams. The talent here is crazy. Vegas is geared up, ready to go. It's a travel destination type spot. We'll see when they get it done, but mixed emotions or mixed signals, I should say. Sometimes it feels like it's urgent, and then now it feels like they're going to take their time. You got the settle of the Lakers, the Celtics. We hear rumors about the Blazers possibly going up. They got other things they feel like are more important than expansion right now, especially with the new TV deal they put out, 11 years, $76 billion. Owners want to keep a bigger piece of that. A lot of things working against the expansion. I think it'll happen, but it don't look like it's happening anytime soon.
Headline rewrites.
Nick Emanwari and Elijah Arroyo were both photographed nowhere near Seattle on the day Seahawks rookies were scheduled to report for training camp. What's the real headline?
If it looks like a holdout, it sounds like a holdout, it's a holdout.
It's a holdout.
Arroyo was photographed on the campus of University of Miami, which Coral Gables, Florida, not anywhere near Seattle.
About as far as you can get.
Yeah, it's like a 5-hour flight. And then Nick Emanwari, I believe, was photographed in South Carolina and somewhere training with some buddies. So, yeah, neither one of those guys here. The Seahawks also tweeted a video of the rookies arriving for training camp, and they had a bunch of guys, even some undrafted free agents, showing up. And none of those guys were Arroyo or Emanwari.
No, they were. They're not here, Curtis.
They are not here.
So what can we do to make sure they get here? We just talked to our expert, Joel Corry. He talks about how Tyler Shook, that's a name. He has more influence in this situation than I thought. But it makes sense once he broke it all down. He's going to be the starting quarterback over there. You need him to play. Riddler ain't going to get it done. Hayner ain't going to get it done. You got to pay Shook.
Yeah, I was thinking it was Emanwari this whole time that was holding all the cards, but it makes sense that a quarterback would be the one to kind of hold things up, or at least try to wield more power there. I just hope that I hope that these guys get taken care of. Yeah. I really do. I think that the NFL can more than easily afford to make this concession. And it was interesting to hear from Joel Corry that it's not necessarily about fully guaranteed deals. It's just about progress made year to year over what the guys in 2024 got compared to what you're getting in 2025. But again, I think ultimately all these guys are looking for guaranteed deals. I don't think they're just looking to, lose some here or there. I think they want that whole chunk of the pie. I don't think they want to leave anything on the table.
No, and it's almost like the first guy to take less than 100, then there's going to be a domino effect. You're like, all right, well, he's pick number 38, 39, 41. He took 95%. You're a later pick. We're going to offer you 85%. So there's as soon as one person folds and makes a deal, there'll be a chain reaction, and that kind of sets the bar, and everyone else will get less and less. So we'll see. Hold out. Keep holding out, youngsters.
Headline rewrites.
The Jets made Sauce Gardner the highest paid corner in the NFL with a 4-year, $120 million contract with $85 million in guarantees. What's the real headline?
Real headline, congrats to Devin Witherspoon on his upcoming payday next year. That's going to be a nice little chunk of change coming his way.
Come on, Spoon. Get that money. He's versatile.
Yeah.
And his stats are similar to Sauce Gardner. Sauce only has 3 career interceptions. 20 pass breaks up 1 year, and he got lower and lower because he stopped getting targeted. But if you watch the film, Sauce is nice with it.
Yeah, he is the best of the best, or one of the best in the NFL, and very worthy of that contract. I don't know if Witherspoon's going to exceed what Gardner got, but he's definitely going to get probably north of the $100 million range, is my guess, in any new deal. I mean, I think it helps having a defensive-minded head coach, knowing the importance of just having great defensive back play. I think, especially you look at how the Seahawks have decided to allocate their money. There was that graphic that we saw last week where the offensive side of the ball only had $99 million in cap space spent on it. The fewest of any team in the NFL in terms of cap space used on one side of the ball or the other. which means I think the Seahawks are putting a heavy emphasis on defense. I think Devin Witherspoon's going to be benefiting greatly from the money that Sauce Gardner just made.
That's a good point there. Mike McDonald's like, look, we're paying for defense.
Yeah.
We'll develop on offense. We'll pay for defense. And, Spoon's one of those guys. So we'll see in 2026 how it goes down for him. When we come back, NFL headlines. We got some things to talk about. The 2028 Olympic flag football schedule has been released. Eli Manning has some thoughts on Jackson Dart. We got that and more coming up next on the Bump and Stacy Show.
The clack of the cleats. The sounds of summer drifting off Lake Washington. These sounds of summer are the prelude to the symphony of fall and winter. Football season is coming. Just 7 days until Seahawks training camp begins.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by The Landing in Renton.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Hey, what's up? It's Michael Bumpus for Silver Reef Casino. If you don't know where it is, you get on I-5, you go up north and get off exit 260. That's where you'll find Silver Reef Casino. It's a great place to get away, to recharge, relax your mind, and get ready for your week. I did it. They got comfortable rooms. They're spacious. They got free Wi-Fi. They also have tablets as well. You go downstairs, they got great restaurants, the steakhouse, the Mexican cantina, all of that. And when you're done, you want to watch some sports, go to Portis Bay Sports Bar, take in all the sounds and the vibes. Again, I did it. It was great for my golfers. They got Loomis Trails Golf Course, 18 holes with water everywhere. Be patient. Go out there, have fun with your boys. Also, they got some promos going on. Every Saturday this month, you can win $10,000 with a grand prize of $50,000. Silver Reef Casino. It's not a secret anymore. Book your tickets at silverreefcasino.com. That's silverreefcasino.com.
Walking away from an interaction with a customer that says, I can't believe how easy this was. I can't thank you enough for helping me.
Our strategy with pricing is not to be the highest price and not to be the lowest price, but to be a really good price and to provide a really good experience to the customer.
Yeah, I have a ton of really memorable customers. Afterwards, to thank us, he sent us this beautiful basket of candies and fruits and stuff. It was just really sweet. It felt like we were truly helping.
Receiving a handwritten letter that's personalized to a salesperson or a service advisor or a technician expressing gratitude, and then taking that home and sharing that with your family and hanging that on your refrigerator, that's the difference.
You hear it from one person, and then another, and another. You come to realize it's not a script, it's a belief. The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Summer is here, and Washington Energy's BOGO 40% off sale is on now. Update and enhance your home with beautiful new windows and doors, expertly installed by Washington Energy Services. Save today with one of our best deals of the year. Buy one energy-efficient window, get the second at 40% off. And BOGO 40% off all entry, patio, and interior doors right now. From traditional to modern home updates, and with over 65 years of award-winning installations, Washington Energy is the clear choice. Call today for a free estimate.
IRG Physical and Hand Therapy doesn't just treat injuries, they elevate athletes. From weekend warriors to elite competitors, IRG Sports Institute clinics are built for performance, blending top-tier physical therapy with advanced sports science and personalized training plans. Hey, Brock Hewitt here with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist and owner of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Why? Why elevate athletes as well?
Because here at IRG, Brock, our motto is we want you to be your best self, your best physical self, your best mental self, and your best community self. At our new IRG Fremont Sports Institute, we're providing that type of care. We've got the latest equipment, the greatest techniques, the providers there that are excited to get you better, basically bigger, faster, stronger. Doesn't matter if you're a weekend warrior, a recreational athlete, an elite athlete, we will make you to be your best.
You'll work with specialists who understand the grind because they've been there. With access to cutting-edge equipment and recovery techniques, you won't just heal, you'll come back stronger. Visit IRGPT.com, IRGPT.com.
The home of the Mariners.
One hopper snared at short. On a quick hop by J.P. Crawford.
That guy's a magician over there at shortstop. Seattle Sports.
Download the Seattle Sports app.
If you want that summer body you've always dreamed of, then this message is for you, ladies, and you men too. Get rid of extra stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin around the waistline, chin, and under the upper arms with ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat freezing methods, even those new pills, but without the desired results. ProSculpt is different. It's minimally invasive, performed while fully awake, gentle, yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate, permanent fat-reducing and skin-tightening results, all in just one visit. If you want that summer body this summer, then you must act now. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation. Get $250 off. For instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening, visit ProSculpt.com.
It is that time of year. I cannot wait for the weather to get warm like it is now on consecutive days. That means I can break the motorcycle out, ride to work, ride all over the place, and I love it more than just about anything. But I also know that it's not a matter of if, but when you get in an accident, what are you going to do? Well, I'll tell you, when you're injured in a motorcycle crash, don't settle for firms that say they're motorcycle lawyers. Trust the ones who live it. Law Tigers has been a part of the writing community for nearly 25 years nationwide. They're here 24/7, 365 days a year because writers deserve real support when they need it. Law Tigers is the resource writers can turn to when they are in need. Law Tigers is out at all the events and supporting all clubs and shops. The Law Tigers are always by your side. Your case evaluation is always free. There are no fees until your case settles. The Law Tigers, you never ride alone. Law Tigers, Washington's motorcycle lawyers. Jimmy Cook, 539 Broadway, Unit 104, Tacoma, Washington, 98402.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
This is the Bumpin' Stacy Show. Curtis Rogers filling in for Stacy Ross. Let's get into NFL headlines. The 2028 Olympic flag football schedule has been announced. It'll take place July 15th through the 22nd, 2028. Most NFL training camps start the last week of July, so this would be a quick turnaround if we do get some ballers in there.
Yes, but also it would appear as though it wouldn't interfere with the NFL schedule.
Mm-hmm.
This would be done during the last week of the offseason.
What a coincidence.
Oh, I think they did that on purpose. I think they absolutely did that on purpose. I like that they were able to find time for it to where these guys wouldn't be taken away from training camp, and they were able to, get the full amount of time that they need to be with their teams. And I get that you're going to have to sacrifice a portion of your off season, the 6 weeks that are in between mini camp and training camp, but I mean, it's representing Team USA in the Olympics. Like, it's the opportunity to get a gold medal. I think that's incentive enough for a lot of these players to go out there and represent and have a lot of fun in 2028.
I've heard both sides. I've heard people say, yeah, go out there and represent your country. I've heard other people say, why would you go out there and play flag football? It ain't real ball. Me personally, I think because you have an opportunity to do something that no other football player in the history of the game has been able to do, which is get a gold medal. I also think that flag football is so random. Like there can be a team with carpenters to get lucky and beat a team full of athletes just because of the nature of the game. This isn't super physical. You don't have to control the line of scrimmage. You just get lucky every now and then, maybe cause an interception, take one to the house, and things can happen. So that's why I think it's important. At least for this first one, I want the dogs out there. I want Italy to get our best shot.
Come catch these hands,
Catch
Italy.
these hands, Italy. Gosh darn it. Next up, NFL headlines. The Broncos have finally signed first-round pick Jahdae Barron. He was one of the last two first-rounders yet to be signed. The other one we just talked about with Joe Corry is Shamar Stewart. Good for the Bears to get that done. The Broncos to get that done. Now it's just Shamar, and Shamar seems a bit difficult when it comes to the situation. Joel says he doesn't see the situation where he goes back to college.
Yeah.
He thinks that's not going to happen, but we'll see. But good for the Broncos.
Good for the Broncos, but yeah, you mentioned the Stewart situation in Cincinnati. What is Cincinnati doing? Like, I get that you have extended both Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and they kind of like wipe their hands and are like, all right, we're done this offseason. We don't need to take care of anything else. It's like the reason why the Bengals didn't make the playoffs last year was because of how bad their defense is. You know who is seeking a new contract? The only good defensive player they have in Trey Hendrickson. 17.5 sacks last year. The only difference-making defensive player that they have. You're messing around with him. You're messing around with Shamar Stewart, somebody who could add to that defensive line. I get that Stewart has not been easy to negotiate with, and I think that might have been why he slipped in the first round, because teams were kind of like, this guy's a bit much for us. But I think the Bengals have just been so foolish this offseason, basically, again, ignoring that side of the football. I think they're going to be right back where they were a year ago, clawing their way into one of the final playoff spots, if they even get that far. And they're going to waste another year of Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and having all these offensive weapons.
The more I watch the Netflix series Quarterback, the more I like Joe Burrow, the more I like Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff. So now I'm looking at Joe, and he has to be a bit frustrated. Like, come on, man. Like, they lost games. At one point, I'm at the point of the series where they mentioned they lost 4 games scoring over 30 points. You score over 30 points,
should win.
You should be at least 3-1 in those 4 games. Like, it's ridiculous. So, Bengals, get this thing right. Who's it, Zach Taylor over there? Get this thing right. Talk to who you need to talk to, and sign some defensive players so you don't waste another prime year of Joe Burrow with you 100%. Eli Manning was on Get Up this morning, was asked if he wants to see the Giants play Jackson Dart as a rookie.
Hopefully it's a situation where, hey, the team's playing well, Russell's playing well, they're winning games, and that's what we're rooting for. They want to, hopefully Russell plays the entire season. I think, they want to try to, kind of, you get halfway through the season and beyond, if there's opportunities to sprinkle him in, or, hey, if you're hopefully up big at a game, get him in, get some reps. I think it is important to play a little bit as a rookie, but obviously if things are going well, which we hope they are, Russell's the guy. You got to go with what's working, and so that's the game plan. And until something changes, I think you kind of stick with that game plan.
Yeah, play Russell, man. Don't throw Jackson Dart into that situation. That's why you have Russell Wilson. That's why you have Jameis Winston. If there's anyone who's going to persevere and be able to handle what the NFL throws at you, especially when you're playing on a mediocre or less than mediocre team, they're veterans, and you can mess up the development of a quarterback. Now, if you are Tyler Shuck in New Orleans, that's a different situation. You got guys behind you who have shown that maybe they're not as talented, what's required to be an NFL quarterback, or starter at least. In this situation, Russell can handle it. He's been through a lot. Jameis can handle it. He's been through a lot. Let Jackson Dart sit and develop.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see much of Jackson Dart this season. If we do, it'll probably be like the final 4 weeks of the regular season, something like that. Like you said, Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, both very capable of handling starting duties. Even though, Winston he gives you a lot of different results when he is out there. He can look really good one day and look awful the next. Russ, I mean, boy, I don't know what to expect from him this season. He looked really good to start his Pittsburgh tenure last year, and then things fell apart at the end of the season. I'm kind of leaning towards this being Russ's maybe final shot at being a starter in the NFL. And when you're the Giants and you draft somebody in the first round while also having Russ here, I don't think they view him as anything more than just a stopgap.
1 year guy. Maybe 1 year and some change, depending on how he does this year and how that team looks. Yeah, this is probably Russ's final stop, because we don't see him as a backup. I don't think he's ever going to be able to sit back, hold the clipboard, and mentor.
Well, and he's always cared so much about his legacy.
Yeah.
Like, what does that say about his legacy that his final years in the NFL are spent bouncing around from mediocre team to mediocre team, and then potentially not even being a starting quarterback anymore? Like, I think he would rather not play than be a backup.
Yeah. It's crazy. This is his 4th team.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
How quickly it happened. Was that 2020 when he left?
After the 2021 season. So
after
22 and 23 were spent with the Broncos, 24 with the Steelers,
man.
Now 25 with the Giants.
That's how the game goes, man. Yeah, changes quickly.
They'll move on from
Yep. NFL Network's Brian Baldinger shared details he had a conversation with Von Miller's agent about if the 36-year-old pass rusher plans to play in 2025.
I thought it's a natural for Vaughn to end up in Baltimore. When I threw that out at Joby, he didn't say anything. He goes, we've got 3 very interested teams. But he didn't tell me the teams. So, and I didn't pry. I wasn't trying to be a reporter there. But I think Vaughn feels like there's a pretty good chance he's going to sign at some point, either before camp or, I don't think Vaughn's too crazy about going to training camp. Most guys that age aren't. They know what they need to do. He looks in great shape. So I would say that he's going to get signed here.
I think someone will pick him up. He's 36 years of age. He's still got some juice left in him. And why not Baltimore? He has to go to a place where he's not dependent on to give you 10, 11 sacks. Right, you play your 40% of the plays. Maybe you get 6 to 7 sacks. You're more of a mentor over there. I think he gets picked up.
I saw Brock had mentioned a few weeks ago that he could see the Seahawks being interested in Von Miller. I don't know. I don't know if the interest is reciprocated in that, because if you're a player of Von Miller's age, you're looking to go to the situation that's likely to get you a Super Bowl ring, right? Like, I know he got one with the Rams. He's gotten one with the Broncos. Has spent the last couple of years with the Bills, which, that's just as good a spot as any to try and get a Super Bowl ring at this point in your career. But I don't know if Seattle is that place right now where Von Miller would want to come to and maybe spend one of his final years here.
And this
years into the NFL. I don't know. I can't speak to him health-wise. I did not just kill a man on the air.
Oh man, and honestly, whenever I hear about or it's suggested that older guys come over to Seattle, the text lines start going nuts. Like, we don't want the old guy. We've done that before. But listen, if you can get Von Miller for the low and just help these guys out, who knows, man? We know how much Mike McDonald loves that defense, so he'll be able to help them out there. All right, we got more to do when we come back here. Michael Bumpus, that's Curtis Rogers. It's the Bumpus Stacy Show.
The clack of the cleats, the sounds of summer drifting off Lake Washington. These sounds of summer are the prelude to the symphony of fall and winter. Football season is coming. Just 7 days until Seahawks training camp begins.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by The Landing in Renton,
the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Dave Wyman joined by a very special guest, Dr. Daniel Landis. He's on the Swedish CyberKnife team treating prostate cancer and accepting new patients. Dr. Landis, what could patients expect during CyberKnife treatment?
So the CyberKnife treatment's an outpatient procedure. Essentially, it's a 5-day treatment, about 30 minutes per day. You walk in, you walk out. You essentially don't feel anything at all during treatment. Many patients still work full-time while they're having treatment.
That's incredible. Where are your patients from?
We see patients from all over, patients from out of state, Alaska, Idaho, from all over the world, honestly, since it's such a short treatment.
How can someone get a hold of you?
I would encourage patients to reach out to us directly. We'd be happy to schedule a consultation.
Thank you, Dr. Landis and the team at Swedish CyberKnife for the wonderful work they do. And remember, you don't need a physician's referral. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife. Go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. That's swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
All right, Takis fans. Wendy's knows you love your Takis Fuego chips. So we thought, why not make a Takis Fuego meal with a Takis Fuego chicken sandwich with spicy chicken topped with crushed Takis Fuego chips and creamy corn spread. Plus, it comes with Fuego fries inspired by Takis and a bag of Takis Fuego chips. If we had any more heat, we might start an actual... I told him this would happen. For an intense new take on Takis chips, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Includes 1 ounce Takis Fuego chips while supplies last. Takis and Fuego trademarks are used under license.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Roof now, pay later. No payments until 2027. 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. Since 1968, we've helped homeowners just like you get beautiful, durable roofs without breaking the bank. Book today and lock in summer pricing before it's too late. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your free estimate. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
You've heard the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Since 1926, my family's been helping local businesses make great first, second, and long-term impressions. We know how to make your company look good with quality uniforms, logoed apparel, floor mats, linens, and more. If you're paying for linen service or doing it yourself, let's have the conversation. The information and quote are free, but the savings and service can really add up. Visit suplinen.com. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do.
Hey, Brock Heward here with Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy, inviting you to come work with IRG. And Shannon, what kind of staff are you looking for at IRG?
Brock, we're looking for all kinds of clinical staff, physical therapists, occupational therapists, athletic trainers, certified occupational therapy technicians, physical therapy assistants, you name it on the clinical side. We are looking for those folks. But we are really looking for folks that want to come to an organization that want to be part of our culture and change the culture and work with us to provide the best care and service we can to our patients, our team, and our community. So those clinical people out there, we're looking for you. We also provide advanced certification. We want to provide you mentorship. We want you to grow personally and professionally here at IRG.
And with over 40 clinics throughout the Pacific Northwest, you've got the opportunity to work in the city you want. Just head over to irgpt.com/careers. That's irgpt.com/careers.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
What are the Mariners going to do? We've focused on the trade deadline a lot. Obviously, we are in July. Trade deadline is coming up. We looked at the arm situation. Who are you going to extend there? Woo's getting older. Kirby's getting older. Everyone's getting older. That's just a circle of life. Curtis, you get older. But maybe
I feel it every day, bro.
Every single day. My back hurt this morning for no reason. But there's a name that Jordan Shusterman, a guy we have on every Wednesday from Yahoo Sports, he told us, look, there's a guy who's not getting enough love. So maybe the Mariners' next extension is actually at bat. Let's hear from Jordan.
Randy is not getting nearly enough love. Randy Rosarena is a freaking star. And, not only does he have, that star power, he's been so productive. And, this is going about as well as you could possibly hope. I mean, you're getting one of the best versions that we've seen from him. I mean, sure, he'll never be – we're never going to see what he did in October of 2020 ever again. But this is what you hope for. This is why you trade for a guy last year that had multiple years of team control, that he could be this productive. I don't think Randy's getting nearly enough praise for what he's been in this lineup. And as you point out, especially recently, it's a huge difference. We talk about, oh, this lineup's so this is the same thing every year. It's like, no, Randy has not been around. Like, this is a new character that needs to be, I think, appreciated. And if he can keep it going, I think it's a big part of why I think that they have a real chance of making the postseason.
Randy should be appreciated. 17 home runs right now. His career high in the season is 23. He should pass that up. His slash 251 average, 357 on base, slugging 463, OPS 820, a 3.7 WAR at this point. And the last few games, he's been getting hot, something that we just need to see. What he's got, back-to-back bombs against the Tigers, had a bomb against the Yankees. He's starting to heat up. Is this a name that people need to put some respect on?
Absolutely. And especially the last 2 weeks of play, he has been the best bat in the Mariners lineup, and which is saying something because he's also hitting the same lineup with the guy who just won the home run derby and has 38 home runs in the season's first half. Randy Arozarena has been everything you could have hoped for in acquiring him and more. You point to that 3.7 WAR already bump. His career high is 4.2. Randy Arozarena is on pace for his best season as a professional. And it's coming in a ballpark that is not conducive to offense, especially right-handed hitting. And you look at this Mariners team bump that has been so starved for left field production for pretty much the entirety of their existence. It's been like Raul Ibanez, and that's it in terms of quality left field producers. And Randy Arozarena has been that. And I'm looking at, what his contract looks like. He's arbitration eligible again this season or after this season, and then he doesn't become a full-fledged free agent until 2027. He'll be 30. This is his age 30 season. He just turned 30 back in February, so next year he's 31. But, if you're the Mariners and you look at what Randy has brought to your team, and I think he has more than legitimized this lineup, and he's added a lot more punch to this lineup than they had at this point last year. I mean, I think he is very much an extension candidate for this ball club, and I think if you got that deal done sooner rather than later, I mean, it would go a long way for this ball club. Now, obviously, Randy has to want to stay here.
Yeah.
And, Seattle's a lot further away from Tampa, where, if you recall, when he got traded to Seattle, he was very emotional. Spent that night in the stands at Tropicana Field and watched the Rays even after he had gotten traded as he was awaiting his flight. But I think he's definitely warmed up to Seattle. You can see it. He seems a lot happier, and obviously last night performed really well. And I just think Randy Arozarena and what he has brought to this Mariners team cannot be ignored.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just look at what he's done in July, right? 47 at-bats. He's got 7 bombs. That's already the most in a month that he's had so far. 11 RBIs at batting 298, OPS 1112. Yeah, Randy is that guy. And it's crazy that Randy's not getting the love that he deserves when his whole style and personality is flamboyant. It's out there a little bit. And I think that's something that this lineup needs. So imagine a world where Kyle Raleigh continues to be the greatest catcher on earth. Randy continues to have one of the hottest bats in the league. Julio continues what he started in Detroit. And JP, you just be that sneaky leadoff, getting on first and second constantly. You're looking at this team a bit differently. And does that change to you what they do at the trade deadline?
I think potentially, but I mean, yeah, you mentioned just how many legitimate bats they have in their lineup now. If you added one more, then I think you're really cooking with grease. I think if you added a Gino Suarez or, heck, even a Ryan O'Hearn or a Josh Naylor, I think of those three, the one that I would want right now is probably Gino Suarez.
Right.
Just because you know what he brings. He's already got 31 home runs, plays really good defense at third base. I think you add that to a lineup that has all these guys in it, that would be a really, really special lineup. At least special by what we've seen here in Seattle over the last few years. I mean, it's not necessarily like what the Dodgers are running out every night, but again, Randy has been just so vital to everything that has gone on this season, especially over the last couple of weeks, and couldn't be happier to see him have this success because I think, you know, having that added thump in your lineup, we've talked about it a lot on this show, especially when Cal started to get intentionally walked as much as he did. Like, who's going to be the guy to step up? We all kind of looked at Julio and was like, well, this is your time, man. Like, this is where we need you to be, Julio. And he has much more so recently. But the guy who has stepped up in the absence of all those Cal Raleigh at-bats, all those opportunities that Cal is getting passed over for, it's been Randy. He has been the guy in this lineup that has really, you know, changed how I think teams might even approach Cal at this point. Like, do you rather take your chances with Randy behind him, or do you know, go and face Cal head on? I still think teams would rather face Randy, but
yeah,
I mean, he's at least making it difficult on opposing pitchers. Think about it. Yeah,
and that's the thing that we've talked about too is the reason why teams will be more likely to just walk Cal is because they're not afraid of anything else in the lineup. So with Randy getting hot, with Julio getting hot, that'll have some influence there. We still expect teams to walk Cal from time to time. I would, just because of how hot he's been over the past, well, the whole season. So, yeah, big ups to Randy, man. He needs more love, and I feel like Seattle does a good job showing him love when he is at home, though. I've been to a bunch of games this year. The love is real, and it's reciprocated. So hopefully when it comes down to it, he does want to stay here, and the Mariners get an extension done. Okay, we're entering the final hour of the Bump and Stacy show at 1:30. We'll be joined by NBC Sports Bay Area's Matt Maiocco, and we'll have a conversation with them. We got 4 Down Territory coming up as well. That's coming up next on the Bump and Stacy show.
ESPN senior MLB insider Jeff Passett with Brock and Salk.
As we dig into the Julio Rodriguez week-to-week conversation, what stands out now?
You want to see, when it's prime time, how is this guy going to handle it? How is he going to react? What is he going to be? And we know he wants to be the guy. We know he wants to be in the center of everything, but we need to see it. You know, show us what you got.
Get more on the Seattle Sports YouTube page and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends at PCF Group, or People Come First Construction Group, and that's exactly what they did when we made the call a couple years ago. We wanted to redo our outdoor space, wanted to add a deck, an outdoor living, a television, and a kitchen, and PCF Group, wow, they more than delivered. And if you're interested in building a stunning outdoor area like we did, I cannot recommend them enough. Reach out before the good weather arrives, and their schedule, well, it's going to fill up. So whether you're looking for a complete outdoor living space or a very specific project like an underdeck ceiling, deck, patio cover, railings, PCF has you covered. Design now and pay later. In fact, get 12 months, no interest and no payments, and up to $6,000 off and a $1,000 Amazon gift card. Request a complimentary design and estimate consultation at 425-629-8476 or project ideas. Explore photos at pcfgroup.com. That's 425-629-8476.
I saw her texting coming up to a stop sign, and so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines, and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
The countdown is on.
Just 7 days until Seahawks training camp.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. 710 KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Storm take on Golden State in their last game before the WNBA All-Star break. The game is just getting underway at Climate Pledge Arena. The MLB All-Star game went to his first ever swing-off. Kyle Schwarber steals the show, going 3 for 3 en route to winning the MVP. The Kraken released their 2025-26 schedule today. They'll start this season at home on October 9th against the Anaheim Ducks.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross. Here we go now.
We're going to play a game. You know, you like games?
I love games.
You ever watch Squid Game? You watch that?
I've not gotten into it.
Nah. Matt, you watch Squid Games?
I saw the first season, haven't seen the second.
Nah, you're not into it, huh? Not your thing?
I'm more of a Double Dare guy.
I'm more of a Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Supermarket Stakeout. That's a good one.
Oh, man.
If somebody came up to you and offered to purchase your shopping cart for, like, what's the lowest number you'd say yes to?
I'd say lowest number.
Because they offer some wild numbers. I'd probably say, like, $500.
$500. See, I got a couple more stomachs.
Yeah, have it. I don't need it. Yeah.
$600.
Yeah.
Yeah. Costco chips are expensive as heck.
Yes,
man.
they are.
Goodness, but worth it. Got to feed the kids, Curtis. Got to feed the kids.
Yeah.
All right. Enough of our games. Let's play a different game. This is called Extend or Play Out Their Deal. We're going to look at the 2022 draft class and make decisions for Schneider. Schneider, if you're listening, we got you covered.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? We'll tell you how to run this thing.
Now, we won't take any cap consideration into mind here.
Not at all.
We're just handing out extensions left and right. Like, sure, it would put the Seahawks in just cap horror forever and ever, but you know what? Not my money. So
no, not mine.
Too bad.
You know, for this drill, this exercise, this game, there is no cap. Okay, we're going baseball status. So let me remind you guys of the picks. I'll read them out to you, and then we'll knock it out. All right. So their first pick, they had Charles Cross. After that, Boye Mafe, Ken Walker, Abe Lucas, Kobe Bryant, Reek Woolen, Tyreek Smith. I don't think is on the team anymore. Bo Melton isn't, and then you have Derek Young in the 7th round. So you want to go top to bottom or bottom to top?
Let's do top to bottom because I think the bottom might be the most interesting conversation of all of this.
All right. Their first pick, number 9 overall, the Seahawks selected Charles Cross out of Mississippi State. Is it time to extend this man or let him play out his deal, Curtis?
I personally would want to extend him, and I think the Seahawks would benefit greatly by extending him as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But as Joel Corry pointed out with us last hour, extending Charles Cross or Charles Cross wanting an extension might not benefit him financially as much as it would if you wait a little bit.
Charles Cross, I wouldn't advise him to do a deal right now because his best contract will probably come in the option year. I look at him as an ascending player. I would be looking for other developments to occur for offensive tackles. I expect Rashawn Slater to become the first $30 million per year offensive lineman some point before the regular season starts. Then next year, I'm assuming Laramie Tunsil is going to keep doing what he always does. He'll be in a contract year, and he'll reset the market as well. So there is no incentive for Charles Cross to go right now.
I hear that, and I think he's spot on because obviously those contracts are going to reset everything in terms of the offensive tackle market. But I get that. I mean, man, the Seahawks have been looking for like a young offensive tackle for as long as we can remember, even before Dwayne Brown was here. And I think you've got that, and I think you need to recognize that and reward what Charles Cross has been for you, and that has been just a really stabilizing guy on that offensive line.
Yeah, Charles Cross has been the constant on that offensive line. He's played in 90% of the snaps since he's been selected for this ball club. Hasn't been a Pro Bowler, but I think he has Pro Bowl tendencies, potential at times, especially if him and Abe Lucas can stay together. We'll get to Abe later, but no, I think you have to try to extend this dude. But listening to Joel, if I'm Charles Cross, do you want to wait or do you just want financial security right now? Because we know how this game goes, man. They will get rid of you so quick if you get banged up or you fall off just a little bit. So, I'm definitely extending Charles Cross. All right, next up in the 2nd round, they picked Boye Mafe with the 40th pick out of Minnesota. For his career, he has 18 sacks. He's a guy who didn't start playing football until he got into high school. Went to the University of Minnesota, started to develop, really made a name for himself at the Senior Bowl, started to turn some heads. Very coachable, smart young man. What are you doing with Boye Mafe?
I think I would extend him. I think I would. And I get that he's kind of been not necessarily like one-dimensional or anything, but like the sack numbers have been okay. I think he could stand to, generate a little bit more turnovers, get the forced fumbles going, hit the quarterback a little bit more. Because outside of the sack totals, he doesn't have a ton of QB hits or tackles for loss or anything like that. But I think he is a really valuable piece. He's still pretty young. He's only going to be, 27 this year.
Yep.
So I think what he brings to that defense is just a lot of energy. And, he's been a starter the last couple of years. That's been a really important thing for this Seahawks defense is to find young talent that can be there week in and week out, and he's been that for the most part in his 3 years already with the Seahawks. So I would like to see a Boye Mafe extension.
And he's pretty reliable. Played all 17 games in his rookie season. 2023, played in 16 last year, played in 15. There was a stretch in 2023 where he went like 4 to 5 straight games with a sack. So you see the potential there. I think that this is a guy that you can lock up for fairly cheap when it comes to his potential as well.
Yeah.
So I'm with you 100%. I think you have to extend Boye Mafe. That's pretty good. I mean, 2 for 2 so far. The Hawks have done so good. Pretty good in this draft.
If you can extend more than one guy out of a single draft class, like that's an impressive draft class.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's an actual conversation to be had about 6 of these guys just goes to show like how good things were in 2022.
Yeah, they had themselves an excellent draft in 2022. So let's keep the party going. This one I think is going to be interesting, Curtis. In the second round, 41st pick overall, the Seahawks select Kenneth Walker out of Michigan State. So he's had a kind of up and down type of career. His first year as a rookie rushed for 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. His second year, played in 15 games, same as the first year. He rushed for 905 and 8 touchdowns. And last year, he missed a few games, playing in 12, rushed for 573 and 7 touchdowns. I think I know where you're going to go with this one, but let me hear it from you.
Yeah, I think if you had asked me this question maybe prior to last season, I would have said extend, but I think right now I'm going to let him play out his deal.
Yeah.
And then maybe address it after the season, see where he is. I mean, you run for 1,000 yards as a rookie, like everybody kind of expects that year in and year out. He's had problems staying on the field in terms of health. Has had a lot of bumps and bruises over the last couple of years. And he has been very boom or bust in his run style, where he will get, 1 to 2 yards every carry and then boom, hit a 50-yard rush. And it's like, I would love to see more of the 4 to 5 yard carries if it comes at the expense of maybe a 50-yard carry. Just get more like 25-yard carries, 30-yard carries. I just think that he is so talented, yes, and is just a physical specimen for sure. Just hasn't been able to put it all together, and we're entering year 4. And if year 4 is not a year where he has shown himself to be maybe a Pro Bowl caliber running back, then I think the Seahawks maybe go back to the drawing board after this year and find another running back partner for Zach Charbonnet.
This is why most teams, especially the Seahawks, draft a running back every year, just because you never really know. This is also why yesterday during 4 Down Territory, I took a suggestion from a texter, and I said, yep, I agree 100% with that. When it comes to running backs, put them on 2-year contracts regardless and figure it out after that. Give them an opportunity to try to make some money, because say Ken Walker did have a 2-year contract. You're coming off a 1,000-yard season, a 900-yard season, 9 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns. He's probably getting paid in 2024.
Yeah.
So now, since there's wear and tear on the body, obviously he's missing more games. He's not going to get the money he would get if he was coming off 1,000 yards, a 900-yard season. But yes, I think with Ken Walker, you got to let it play out. It's just the nature of the position. You drafted Damian Martinez this year. You got to see what he can do. Still got Mack and Zach Charbonnet, who has performed when he had an opportunity to do his thing. So yeah, I'm with you right there, Curtis. You got to let this one play out. Next up in the 3rd round, the Seahawks selected Abe Lucas out of where? Washington State University, baby.
Fight for Washington State.
Fight for Washington State. Now, he's had some health issues as well, coming off a knee injury. When he's healthy, I mean, you have 2 of the, I wouldn't say best, but above average tackle combos in the game. What are you doing with Abe Lucas?
Man, this is a tough one, because when he is at his best, when he is healthy, he adds a nasty streak to this offensive line that I don't think anybody else can bring. I don't think anybody else on this offensive line plays with like a hate in their heart the way that Abe Lucas does.
Facts.
So he's a really good in terms of like setting the tone. I just worry about, those knee injuries, how they will affect him years down the road as a player. I get that he's still young and, still on that first contract in the NFL. If I am in charge of the Seahawks right now, I think I let Abe Lucas play this season out. If he makes it through unscathed, if he was able to play 14, 15, 16, 17 games, somewhere in that range, then I think I'd be a lot more comfortable handing him a multi-year extension after this year. But I think I'm going to play it safe and let him play out his deal here.
Just injuries, right?
Right.
If he weren't injured, then I think we would both be like, yep, let's extend him and get things going and make sure that him and Charles Cross can play out the rest of this next contract together. But yeah, Abe Lucas, go Cougs, but I think that you have to let this one play out. And like you mentioned, let him show that he can handle a full season, that he is healthy. He's trimmed some weight off. He looks great. Now you got to go out there and prove it. So I think we are in agreement. Abe Lucas, you got to let them play this out. Yeah. This is the next one. Kobe Bryant. Interesting story. Jim Thorpe Award winner, played opposite of Sauce Gardner at the University of Cincinnati, came in as a corner, moved to safety, played nickel, got hurt, and then he had turf toe, then a hamstring issue was bothering him. They draft Jeremiah Pritchett, you draft Devin Witherspoon, you bring in some other safeties to compete. Yet Kobe Bryant, when he had an opportunity to shine last year and take the starting position at safety, he did exactly that. Has 3 career interceptions, 2 sacks, but is big on special teams as well. What's Kobe Bryant's fate?
Boy, I loved the progress that he made in 2024. Was a very crucial part to this defense, especially when they tried to reshuffle things and once they moved on from Dodson and Jerome Baker, you saw guys like Knight and you saw guys like Kobe Bryant really step up and play really well. I think you mentioned the injuries that he has had. You mentioned the kind of in and out of the lineup that he has had his first couple of years in the NFL. I think he's found a home at safety. Mm-hmm. And I get that you drafted Nick Eamon-Worry and you also have Julian Love here, but I feel like safety play and especially just defensive backs, you can never have enough good ones, especially considering how hurt those guys can get over the course of a year. I think I would extend Kobe Bryant. I think I would. And I get that he only has really the 2024 season to go off of in terms of, high-level play in the NFL. But at least it's recent.
Yeah.
Whereas Ken Walker, it was his rookie year and then 2 kind of subpar years. Whereas Kobe Bryant, I feel like, is starting to ascend a little bit more.
Yep. No, I agree. It's and you can get it for cheap.
I think
right?
so, yeah.
Because he's got 1 year. It's not like teams are just drooling over Kobe Bryant. I think that if you're a football guy, you know what he brings, that intensity to that passion that he plays with, flying to the football. I definitely think you extend Kobe Bryant because then you have a trio back there for the next few years. J Love got paid last year. You got Nick Eamon-Worry, who hopefully is going to be at camp here soon. And then you have Kobe Bryant as well, who's versatile too. You talk about a guy who can play in the slot and outside. If you need him to do it, Kobe Bryant's a guy. I'm with you. I'm extending him. This next one in the 5th round, 153rd overall, Reek Woolen out of Texas, San Antonio. 11 interceptions career.
That's a
6
lot of turnovers
year.
he's generating.
Been a Pro Bowler. 2 years has he been a Pro Bowler?
I think just 1.
It's 1 year Pro Bowler. What are you doing with Reek?
What am I doing with Reek Woolen? Oh, the $1 million question that I think the Seahawks obviously are facing as well. I think I let him play it out.
Mm-hmm.
I think I do because the play, I don't know if it's been consistent enough from him. He has started nearly every game that he has played in the NFL. 48 games played, 46 of those starts. But one of those 2 games that he didn't start was because of disciplinary reasons, right? It was because of practice during the week. He didn't get the start. Was it the Packers game or was it the game after that? I forget what it was, the game that Reek Woolen did not get a start in. But I just think that after that rookie season he had, which was fantastic and incredible, and everybody kind of looked at that as like, oh my gosh, like what did the Seahawks get in this 5th round pick? He hasn't gotten back to that level of play yet, and maybe it's just because teams now know how to scout him a little bit better. But if you're going to pay him top of the market cornerback money, then he's going to need to produce like that week in and week out. He can't take weeks off. He can't take plays off. And I don't know if he's shown that ability yet. I think there's still a little bit more that he can give, and I just would not feel comfortable right now to pay him. I don't think he's getting Sauce Gardner money. And if you noticed on social media yesterday after the Sauce Gardner numbers were shown, Reek Woolen tweets the eyeballs emoji. I'm sure there's a team out there that would pay him close to Sauce Gardner money, but I don't know if it's coming from the Seahawks.
I don't think it does come from the Seahawks. I think there's a team that might 18 to 20 maybe. I don't know, 15 to 20. Who knows? Because his athletic ability is there. He is fast. He has decent hands. Will he come up and tackle? We're still trying to figure that out. But, no, I think you got to let this one play out as well. And then the last one, Derek Young, I think we can both say let that play out and see what he can do. He's fighting to make the team at this point, and he's a guy that I root for every single year because I go out there and I see him run routes and catch a football, and it makes no sense to me why he's not getting more opportunity, but I'm not in the classroom with him. I don't know what goes on there. So we'll see. Derek Young played out, and Rick Willen played out. So we're extending Cross, Mafe, and Kobe. Yeah. All right, we'll take 3 extensions.
All right.
We'll take 3.
That's a successful draft. That's a highly successful draft.
We did good. We did good.
Man, we're good at this GM stuff.
We got to figure it out, man.
This is easy.
Easy. Come on, John. What you doing, John? Easy. Let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory. Going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
Bump, first down to you. Which rookie situation is getting even more interesting?
Shamar Stewart with the Bengals. We spoke to Joel Corry. He said, man, he's not going back to school. That's not going to happen. Something has to be figured out with the Bengals. And, yeah, they need to figure something out. You got Trey Henderson waiting to get signed. Most sacks the last 2 seasons by any player in the NFL. I get he's 30, 31 years of age. You got to sign him. And Shamar needs to be signed as well. Joe Burrow, Higgins, and Chase need help. All right, that offense can't keep scoring 30-something points and losing ball games. But I read an article saying there's a loophole that he could go back to school, but after talking to experts, they say that's not going to happen. So we shall see, but I'm keeping an eye on Shamar Stewart. He's the last first-round pick to not be signed. The Broncos signed there. Now there's one. You see what Shamar does.
Second down. All right, Bump, we got to show some love to the 30-year-olds. Who are the best receivers in the NFL over the age of 30?
Over 30. I missed this one too, Lockett. How did I miss Lockett the first time around? My apologies, man. I apologize. So there's Lockett, Adam Thielen, Devontae Adams. You got Hollins, Cooks, Kupp, Diggs, Hodge, Demarcus Robinson, Mike Evans, Tyreek Hill. My number 1 receiver. Let's go number 5. Go backwards. Number 5, at 31 years of age, I'm going Cooper Kupp. I've seen it with my own eyes. If he can stay healthy, he's going to help this ball club. He's got some games left in him. And number 4, I'm going Mike Evans. Even though him and Devontae are the only 2 on this list to have 1,000 yards last year, he's going for 12 consecutive seasons over 1,000 yards. Baker Mayfield had 40 touchdowns last year. He's going to feed Mike Evans. He's at number 4 for receivers over 30. Number 3, I'm going Devontae Adams, one of the nastiest releases in the game. You get him in the red zone, he's going to route you up. He is a receiver with 1,000 yards over 30 last year. Him and Mike Evans are only 2 over 30 to do that. Devontae Adams is going to be nice with the Rams, unfortunately. We're going to have to see him twice a year. I believe he's going to be just fine paired up with Puka Nacua. You got Tutu Atwell over there as well. Kyron Williams, the run game is going to be good. Matthew Stafford, yes, he's getting old, but I think he's still going to be able to get it done. Number 2, I'm going Stephon Diggs. Yes, ACL injury last year. He looks great. I think Drake May over at the New England Patriots is going to rely on him and Kendrick Bourne over there as well. But Diggs, man, he's had 7, 8, 1,000-yard seasons in this league. He might be a little long in the tooth when it comes to the age of wideouts, but the way that he moves, at least what I've seen on social media, he still looks able. If he can stay healthy, he's going to make a lot of plays. And then number 1, Tyreek Hill, only 900 yards last year. The Dolphins won 4 teams without a Pro Bowler, which is crazy to me. But Hill's number 1. He's still got that speed. Hands don't have to be great when you get his open and see that's over the top. Those are my top 5 receivers over 30.
Third down. All right, Bump. So what can the absences of Nick Emanwuri and Elijah Arroyo do for everybody else?
Opportunity. When guys don't show up, the 2 becomes a 1. The 3 becomes a 2. And the practice squad guy is fighting for his life. This is what this is going to do. I think they're going to get a deal done. All right, I don't think Eric Saubert, the number 4 tight end over there, is just going to leapfrog A.J. Barner and work his way into the starting position. Noah Fant is still there as well.
Heard tremendous things about it.
I bet if there's a way to bet on that and you are right, you'll make a lot of money with that pick. Head to Vegas and see what's going on there. But it provides opportunity. It gives A.J. Barner more looks. It gives Noah Fant more looks. It gives Eric Saubert more looks. They probably bring in some other tight end that we don't know. It gets him more looks. I don't think it determines exactly how the depth chart lays out, but at least you get more opportunity to ball out in front of your coaches. Defensively, same thing with Nick Emanwuri. You give guys more opportunities. I wouldn't have made the team if 1 or 2 guys didn't get hurt, and I took advantage of that opportunity. So this is a little different. They're not hurt. They're holding out. but we assume at some point a deal will be done. But if you are not a starter, if you are 3 or 4 or 5, fighting to make this squad, this is your time to shine.
4th down. Bump, why should the group of second-round players currently unsigned continue their holdout?
Because you're not doing it for you. It's bigger than you. You're doing it for the 2026 draft picks in the second round. 2027 draft picks in the second round. That's what you're doing it for. And obviously, in some way, you're doing it for yourself as well because you want guaranteed contracts. You want to get as much money as you can. Again, we talked to Joe Corry. He pointed out, look, Tyler Shuck might be the piece in this whole thing. He is predicted to be the #1 quarterback over there with the New Orleans Saints. He knows that. His agent knows that. So what do? You hold out. He's like, look, you got to pay me. Do you want Riddler to be Rattler to be the guy? Do you want Hayner to be the guy?
The Riddler is a Batman villain.
The Riddler is played by Jim Carrey. Did a great job in that role. Yeah, you have to pay me. So as soon as he gets paid, we'll figure out how everything else goes. But hold, okay? Hold. Let's see what's on tonight.
What's on tonight with Bump and Stacy, brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot. Now, here's what's on tonight.
The ESPYs are on tonight, hosted by Shane Gillis. That's going to be interesting. He better be on his best behavior. You can't be cursing on TV, Shane Gillis, especially not at the ESPYs. So we'll see how that goes.
I think after 10 p.m. you can start cursing.
After 10 p.m.?
But 8 o'clock is when this thing's going down.
Keep it tight. The annual award show starts at 8 p.m. on ABC. Shane Gillis is a special person. He is funny as heck. Have you seen his show Tires on Netflix?
I've not.
It's ridiculous.
He's got some good stand-up.
He does. He's got some good stuff. All right, we got about a half an hour left of the show. Obviously, we're going to end with What I Need Tonight, 1:45. But coming up next, we got an NFC West check-in with NBC Sports Bay Area's Matt Maiocco on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline.
The clack of the cleats, the sounds of summer drifting off Lake Washington. These sounds of summer are the prelude to the symphony of fall and winter. Football season is coming. Just 7 days until Seahawks training camp begins.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by The Landing in Renton.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Start having fun. Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today.
This summer, make sure your roof is ready for the season ahead with a company you can trust, like 3 Tree Roofing. We're not just your roofers, we're your neighbors, and we're here to help you protect your home this season. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free on-site estimate and get your roof replaced before the summer rush and potential material price increases. Our certified technicians make your roof replacement easy and worry-free, so you can focus on the important things this summer. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free, no-pressure estimate. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Everyone always asks me, what were your top reasons for choosing Advanced Hair? Well, allow me to share, along with some details, on, get this, their once-a-year summer savings event. Okay, first off, Advanced Hair stands by the results, and I'm living proof those results are second to none. With Advanced Hair, your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. Secondly, Advanced Hair combines top-rated physicians with modern technology, creating a concierge quality experience that blew away my expectations. And lastly, Advanced Hair's Advanced FUE begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. It is quick, simple, and easy. Now, if you have a flexible schedule this summer and you've been waiting for that special savings opportunity, well, it's here. Advanced Hair's Summer Savings Event will get you the most hair for your dollar. It's their best offer forever. For details to schedule your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service. 98 years providing logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linens, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. Visit suplinen.com.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Ugh! I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
Ooma.
What was that?
That is business phone bliss with the Ooma cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal swinging a drive, deep to right field.
Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
Have you considered surgery or even joint replacement? Hey, it's Dave Wyman, and before you make that decision, see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Why? Because he gives it to you straight. Dr. Wagner said my right knee needs replacement, and I appreciate his honesty and expertise. My left knee is fine right now, but the minute it isn't, I'm heading to Dr. Wagner for his expert opinion. I want to avoid another surgery, and I've heard so many patients rave about results from their 90-minute outpatient stem cell procedure with Dr. Wagner. He's a board-certified Seattle physician with over 30 years of experience and has performed more than 20,000 stem cell procedures using a person's own stem cells to regenerate cartilage in their own joints. People with severe osteoarthritis, even bone on bone, are back doing what they enjoy without pain and without surgery. Whether it's a shoulder, hip, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com.
This is my life. This is my family's life. The people that work here, they're my family. When something's not right with them, it's not right with us.
We get notifications every time we get a review. And I said, how do you not let it eat you up? Sometimes I feel so responsible. And his answer was, I just look at it as an opportunity. We need that feedback to learn and to do better. I'm grateful for the feedback.
Big part of sales is the relationship aspect. People want to do business with someone they can trust, who's a real person. They don't feel like you're just going after their money. And when you take the time to get to know them, get to know their needs, not be a car salesman, but be a consultant, then they feel more comfortable with you, and the experience is better on both sides.
It's not about closing deals. It's about opening relationships, helping people make the right choice. The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
It's time for an NFC West check-in with NBC Sports Bay Area's Matt Maiocco. Matt, how we doing?
I am doing well. Let me get you. There we go. It was on speakerphone for some reason there. I'm doing great. Yeah, the rookies reported yesterday, and as you guys are well aware up there, second-round picks don't want to seem to sign on the dotted line as of yet, so that impacts Seattle a lot more than 49ers with their 2 picks and the 49ers 1. But, yeah, getting ready to crank this thing up for when the veterans report next week.
Yeah, it's that second rounders, man. They're standing firm together. You know, they're saying, look, we want guaranteed contracts. So your second round pick over there is Alfred Collins, a D tackle out of Texas. What were your expectations for him? You guys did lose some pieces defensively over there. Is this a guy that you expect to come in and contribute right away? What's the deal with him?
Well, certainly when they drafted him, 43rd overall, that's what they were expecting, him to just step in and when you look at where they were to start the 2024 season, only one starter on that defensive line is back. That's Nick Bosa. So they lost both defensive tackles. They lost Leonard Floyd, who started 17 games on the other side of Bosa. So basically the emphasis of this draft was to build up the defense or try to rebuild it, restock it, however you want to term it. So getting Alfred Collins in the second round, he's a big guy, 6'6", 330 pounds, and Maiocco Williams was their first-round pick. He's already signed, so he's defensive end who could probably slide down and rush the passer in nickel situations. But they needed that big body. They weren't great against the run last year. But the problem with Alfred Collins is he had a bit of a calf injury during his pro day. 49ers were very aware of it. They knew about it at the time they drafted him. They still took him there, but he wasn't able to get on the field at all during the offseason program. So with a guy at his size and, the rigors of an NFL season, and now missing, at least a couple days of the preconditioning to get ready for training camp, I would think that there are some concerns about just how much he can help the team this year because they really haven't seen him. So the idea when they drafted, long answer to your question, but when they drafted him, they expected him to be certainly a base down defensive tackle, help clog up the run. And now, now there's the jury's still out a little bit about what exactly he can bring to the table because they haven't even seen him on the field yet.
Matt, it would not be 49ers training camp without a wide receiver seeking a new contract. That's just been the case the last, 3-4 years now.
Yes,
Debo, Brandon Ayuk. Now it's Juwan Jennings who's seeking a new deal. And also said if he doesn't get that, he might request a trade. How do you see this situation playing out?
Well, if we had been having this conversation a week ago, I would have probably told you, man, it's so different. There's no drama around the 49ers, and there's always drama around the 49ers. And now all of a sudden, this week, his agent puts it out there that he wants a new contract, and if he doesn't, he's going to request a trade. Well, as you noted, this is nothing new. It was Debo Samuel a couple years ago. Last year was Brandon Ayuk. It seems like this is the thing with the 49ers and wide receivers in particular. Now, there's no possible scenario, or I don't think anyway, where the 49ers are a better team this season without Juwan Jennings. So the last thing I would expect them to do is trade him. Now it becomes he's back on the team or he still remains on the team. What does it look like? Do they try to get something done? They did pay Ayuk the big money last year after paying Debo Samuel the big money a couple years previously. They drafted Ricky Pearsall in the first round last year. They've drafted other wide receivers. I think that they were fully prepared and ready to go into this season with Juwan Jennings making what he was on the books to make, a contract, by the way, he signed in May of 2024. And then, I don't think if he got to the open market, they were going to be able to re-sign him because if he has a year like he did last season, and we're talking, 15, 16 million a year probably. It's probably on the low end of that. So it'll be interesting to see how this thing plays out, but I would expect Jennings to be on the team, whether he's finishing off and playing under the terms of his current contract or whether the 49ers and he come together on a deal that keeps him around. But I don't think he's going anywhere because just the little background, he is ultra important on this offense because Ayuk might miss maybe half the season as he returns from the ACL injury of last year. Demarcus Robinson, a 17-game starter for the Rams last year. They signed as a free agent, but he's subject to a potential suspension under the league's policy for substances of abuse. And then you have a bunch of young, unproven guys. So Jennings coming off a season where he had nearly 1,000 yards receiving. There's a reason that he's putting that out there now because he has a lot of leverage.
Odds makers have different sources have the Niners at least top 5 when it comes to chances to make and win a Super Bowl. And like you mentioned, there's been a lot of change on that defensive line, but you still got some familiar names, right? Fred Warner's still back at that linebacker spot. Offensively, there are some names that you still recognize over there. George Kittle, Ricky Pearsall, who I think is going to be a really good receiver in this league. What are the feelings in the Bay Area about this 49ers team? Do people think that they are true contenders, or do they feel like they have to see a couple games first before they decide who they really are?
Well, I mean, I'll speak for myself. I kind of think that it takes a leap of faith to think they're going to be a top 5 team, because I think they really have to hit on a lot of the young guys. You know, the rookie class of last year played very well, but how many times have we seen a rookie class look good and then the next year some of those players kind of digress a little bit? So they need the last year's rookie class to take a step forward. They need immediate contributions from this year's rookie class, because they lost a lot of guys, you know, whether it was trading of Deebo Samuel, they traded Jordan Mason, and then free agents walked like Dre Greenlaw, Charvarius Ward, Talanoa Hufanga. I mean, they lost some really good players. Aaron Banks, a starter on the offensive line. And I mentioned the 3 defensive linemen who were starters last year. So they have a lot of holes to fill. But, you know, when anybody says, well, Framers are going through a rebuilding, I just don't know that a team that still has Christian McCaffrey, and by all appearances, he looks healthy. So I don't know if a team that has McCaffrey and Kittle and Trent Williams and, you know, Ayuk at some point in the season, and you mentioned Bosa and Warner, I just don't know that if you have that many high-priced players and really star players at darn near every position group, you can ever say you're going through a rebuild. So there is still a lot of talent there. I think a lot of teams around the league would love to have the problem the 49ers have of, you know, coming off a 16-11 season, but having so many good players still around. The key is just staying healthy. You know, it's a veteran team. I think if they stay healthy, they'll be right there. I mean, I think they have a strong chance of getting back to the playoffs and certainly contending for the NFC West. So I would be shocked if they don't improve dramatically on their 16-11 season of last year. The question is just how much can they improve, and where's the rest of the division? Where's the rest of the NFC?
Matt, last one from me. Seahawks starting quarterback Sam Darnold was a 49er just a couple of years ago. He was the backup for Brock Purdy. What do you remember about his short time with the Niners? What kind of impressions did you get from him?
Very favorable. Yeah, no, he was, you know, pretty much in the background the entire season. You know, he's fun to watch in training camp. You'll enjoy that. I mean, he throws the ball extremely well. He was a really good teammate, and you know, he never ever complained. He never did anything but fully support Brock Purdy, who is basically the no questions asked starter. Even though when they signed Darnold, it was a little bit uncertain how that elbow injury that Purdy sustained in the NFC Championship game would come around. But now he was a really good guy to be around. His teammates liked him. Brock Purdy thinks highly of him, and I think Darnold, just for his career at that point, really needed a reset. You know, I think it really benefited him to take a step back, be a backup, probably get with the best coaching that he's had in his NFL career. It was a good situation for him. He's still a young guy, and he's ultra talented. I mean, you'll see that from the first day you see him in camp. So it'll be very interesting to see how he responds after having largely a really good season with Minnesota. And, of course, it kind of got away from him those last 2 games. But he's a talented guy, and a guy that I know everybody here has a lot of respect for.
He's NBC Sports Bay Area's Matt Maiocco. Man, we appreciate your time.
All right, gentlemen. Thanks so much for having me.
All right.
Thanks, Matt.
One more segment to go. It's What I Need to Know. It's the Dad Podcast. Get your questions in. 866-979-3776.
MLB Network insider John Morosi every week with Wyman and Bob.
Can they do enough at the trade deadline?
They don't have to necessarily be in first place by the end of July. but you need to show the front office that this team is worth adding to. But they need to show you more from guys who are not named Cal Raleigh. I'd be paying very close attention. Emerson, Young, Celestin to see who potentially could be the one that they move.
See the full conversation on the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Hi, my name is Jordan Gage, head of school at King Schools. Is tuition cost the #1 thing keeping you from making the leap into Christian education? Did you know that King Schools awards over $2.3 million in tuition assistance every year? 25% of the families that make up this incredible Kings community utilize our variable tuition program to make Kings more accessible. The team at Kings would love to have you on campus for a tour and consultation to see how to make it possible for your family to experience the difference in Christian education at Kings.
Mention this ad and no application fee. Go to joinkings.org for more info.
Riverside Roofing has earned GAF Master Elite President's Club certification, which puts them in the 99.9th percentile of all roofers nationally. They're right here out of Marysville. You can find them at riversideroofingllc.com, and they are the roofing company you can trust.
The biggest scuba sale in America starts next Thursday at Underwater Sports in North Seattle. Incredible savings for 3 days only. Divers Fair only happens once each year at Underwater Sports, 107th and Aurora Avenue North.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Overburdened with a bunch of stuff you don't want anymore, but feel bad throwing it away? John here with Happy Hauler, Seattle's eco-friendly junk removal. We prioritize donating and recycling. We'll help get your items to those in need instead of going to the landfill. At Happy Hauler, we pride ourselves on responsibility, community, and sustainability. We're a family-run small business that provides junk removal, donations, and recycling. Make yourself, your community, and the planet happy. It's time to reclaim your space. HappyHauler.com, hauling with a heart.
Get rid of stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin with ProSculpt, the simple one-day permanent fat reduction and skin tightening treatment. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here, and we've been talking about this. Luxury awaits at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. You can book now for an unforgettable summer experience because the hotel opens up August 8th. Bookings are open at snocasino.com starting on August 8th. The expanded non-gaming floor, the destination spa, the big new entertainment space and convention center, new restaurants as well. They're combining effortless style with the utmost in relaxation. Go to snocasino.com for details. Seattle's closest, now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Matt Coker here from West Coast Men's Health. Guys, Viagra is not the answer for your problem. I know you think it is, but Viagra has horrible side effects, and for most men, the longer you're on it, the less it works. Viagra is not a curative medication. It's not fixing your problem. It's a Band-Aid for a shark bite. Acoustic wave therapy is the newest technology that can correct your problem, not just treat it. We can do something that no pill can do. We can restore your blood flow naturally. Get off Viagra today. Change your life like the thousands of men who already have, regardless of your age or your medical history. If you're tired of dealing with Peyronie's disease or erectile dysfunction, then call West Coast Men's Health today.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Pacific Power Batteries has been our family-owned and operated business since 1985 when my dad and I started selling batteries business to business to commercial fleets from a 1-ton panel van. Yep, delivering batteries. Since then, with our community's support, we've been able to sell online and open more retail stores selling batteries of all kinds. Today, my wife and son are directly involved in the business. At Pacific Power Batteries, we are proud to serve you, your folks, and your grandparents with batteries for darn near anything. So I want to say thank you for your business.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
It's time for What I Need to Know. Get your questions in. 866-979-3776. That might be the first phone number I've remembered since back in the day when you had to like write numbers down and stuff. I know like my mom's number by heart, obviously my partner's number, my grandma's number, and that's about it. Everything else is in the phone now. I used to remember like 100 numbers at a time.
So when I used to work for a station in Portland, I remembered their call-in number, and whenever somebody would ask for my phone number, like on a flyer that I didn't want or whatever, I would put down the call-in number for that radio station.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Because I was like, it's their problem now. But yeah, memorizing phone numbers, that's a lost art. I'll tell you this, I don't think I had my wife's phone number memorized until after we had gotten married, because I would occasionally use her Safeway card to get the discounts at the gas station. She would use mine, and I would just be like, I think is it a 253 or 206? And then so memorizing phone numbers not easy these days, especially because you just have everybody saved as a contact. Like,
I'm old now.
I don't know your phone number.
I don't know everybody either. Like if I lose my phone, I'm gonna have to go to my email and just type in C and have your name pop up and email you to get your number. All right, what I need to know. What is your worst mistake online or worst online purchase or mistake? I once won an auction, the only bidder, for a left shoe. Turns out it was a leg amputee single shoe listing. Wow. Goodness gracious. That sounds made up. I hope that sounds made up.
That's rough.
My worst online purchase never showed up. 10 T's.
Oh no.
10 T's.
They stole your money.
They got me.
Or was it getting shipped here from like China or something?
I don't know where it was getting shipped from. But I didn't get it. Still wait on my T's, Matt. It's summertime. I need T-shirts.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Dang,
my
man.
stupidest thing that I ever did online, kind of a purchase. Back in the day, a common scam was like, hey, if you give us your Xbox account information, we'll give you free gamer points.
Oh, no.
Which is like what you would buy things with.
Oh, no.
Someone got in my account and stole my parents' credit card number with it.
Dang.
So,
they're getting all these charges. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We're all looking for the guy who could have done this.
Curtis, you got one?
Worst online purchase? I don't know. I've bought ill-fitting clothes, though. That's the worst. One of our cars that we had bought it from a dealership in the state of Utah, and there was a problem with the brake where it would like turn on the traction control, and the car would just like shake for if you got it up to like, I don't know, like 60 miles an hour.
Oh, snaps.
Yeah. So
y'all doing the speed limit.
It became quite the headache. We did get it figured out for the most part, but every now and then it turns on, but now we have a much better understanding of how to turn it off.
There we go.
But yeah, that was really annoying. For the when it initially happened, we were like, did we just get duped by this car dealership?
Right.
Like, are we out? It was a used car, but still, I mean, that's a lot of money you're driving.
I'd be hot.
Yeah.
What I need to know, Dad Pod. I got the call, air quotes, from my 38-week pregnant wife. So I'm on my way home from work to pick her up. What do I need to know? Stay calm, my brother. Stay calm.
Yeah. Don't be a hero.
All right. Just I hope you have a bag prepared already.
You have the bag packed.
Make sure you have your essentials. My wife wanted to chew ice when she was in the hospital. Be prepared to make some ice runs. Did Brenda do that too?
She didn't really chew ice, but I definitely got very acquainted with the ice machine and the water and all that.
Take advantage of the free meals too, dog. They're gonna be serving her food.
Yeah.
Hey, get you some too.
As the partner, you only get a certain amount of free meals. The mom gets like unlimited stuff. So
Infinite.
make sure when she puts her order in, she puts in a couple of things on her order for you too. Like, they got snacks. they got orange juice. Can I get an orange juice?
Right?
Yeah.
Get in good with the nurse. There's like two nurses, like the day and the night. Get good with them, and they'll start hooking you up with stuff.
Yeah.
Get in good. All right. Best takeout to go with a Blockbuster rental. All the nostalgia.
It's a Little Caesars pizza.
Little Caesars pizza. All day. Hot and ready. It was $5 back in my day. I don't know what it is now.
I'm trying to put myself in the mind of like 10-year-old me. If I was going to go to Blockbuster, what do I want to get with it? You get pizza, right? You get pizza and a 2-liter of soda.
Yep.
Likely Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Because
jacked up a Mountain Dew.
You're 10 years old and that's all you want is the most caffeine possible. So, yeah, a Little Caesars pizza, a 2-liter Mountain Dew, and whatever, Small Soldiers or whatever movie it is that I've rented.
The first time I had Mountain Dew, I was like 24.
Wow.
And I
did you have to go to the hospital?
I didn't know the effects. I'm like, why am I wired right now? And then I looked at the Mountain Dew. I go, oh, the commercials make sense now. The Mountain Dew commercials make sense. Well, I need to know, how often do you update your wardrobe? Seasonally, rarely? Is it just an unending rotating door of items? Look, my wardrobe goes from bring out some shorts to put the shorts away.
Yeah, short season goes from like May till probably late September.
Yeah.
And then it becomes sweatpants after that.
Sweatpants hoodie. I'm so basic. Like, if I have an event and I have to shop every time I do an event because I only go like 2 or 3 a year. And I'm just.
I would say, nice clothes get purchased more often than just like my t-shirts and shorts and sweats and whatnot.
Yeah.
I still have a pair of Arizona basketball shorts that I wore in college.
Bro, I got the same.
You're
like, throw it away. Like, nah, I'm
those
not throwing
shorts
this away.
are significantly older than both of my children.
Yeah. Let me see. What I need to know. Wifey is away. What's the go-to dinner for the kids? It's pizza.
Pizza.
Come on, man. All kids love pizza.
Yeah.
If they don't, they're aliens. Get them checked out immediately. All right, that's it for us, the Bump and Stacy Show, a.k.a. the Dad Podcast. We will be back tomorrow as well. Thanks for all of our listeners, texters, everybody who joined the show today. Wyman and Bob coming up next.
The Southpaw from Down Under, Ryan Roland Smith with Wyman and Bob.
What was your reaction to Julio making the All-Star squad?
Julio going to the All-Star game is nothing but great. It's good for his confidence. I would say J.P. Crawford had a bigger case at shortstop than Julio did at center field to make the All-Star game. When you have a leadoff hitter with the on-base that he has, I thought J.P. had a bigger case.
Get more on the Seattle Sports YouTube page and the Seattle Sports app.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up.
Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
When businesses thrive, communities score. That's why Bank of America is the official bank of FIFA World Cup here in Seattle. And our more than 95 local business specialists are ready to help your business win. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
Hey, are aches, injuries, or everyday pain slowing you down? Well, it is time to move better, feel stronger, and get back to doing what you love. IRG Physical and Hand Therapy is now accepting new patients, and no referral is needed. Their expert team offers personalized, hands-on care to help you recover faster and stay pain-free longer. Shannon, what is it like to see new patients walk through your doors?
Rock, it's wonderful. You know why? It's because it's an opportunity for us at IRG to make a difference in someone's lives. It's so important that when people come in, they experience engagement, coaching, teaching. We build relationships with our patients, and we want to make it easy. We all know that healthcare has a lot of what I call minutiae in it. We have a concierge call center. When you call, we're going to check your authorization, verification, certification, justification. We're going to find out everything we need to know about your insurance, and we're going to make it easy for you because we want you focusing on getting better.
And all you got to do is head over to irgpt.com to find the clinic nearest you. irgpt.com.
If you've been in a wreck or a fender bender,
You have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility, not just where your insurance company tells you to go. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. With over 25 years of auto repair work, they'll exceed your expectations.
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
At Accurate Auto Body, all their work is performed by certified technicians, only using OEM parts to guarantee the safety of you and your family. For the best in auto body collision repair and customer service, give them a call at 425-883-2450 or AccurateAutoBodyWA.com. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet